Hollywood has always been obsessed with weight loss, but in 2026, one thing is clear: Ozempic and similar medications are everywhere. One of the biggest surprises has been Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie revealed that she experienced significant weight loss after taking Mounjaro, a medication very similar to Ozempic. She spoke candidly about how the treatment affected her appetite and helped her lose weight over time. What made her story stand out was how refreshingly straightforward she was about it. No secret detox tea, no magical morning routine, just an honest conversation about modern medicine. In an industry where people sometimes act like a green smoothie has supernatural powers, that level of honesty was almost shocking. Then there is Ricki Lake. For years, Ricki was one of the most recognizable faces associated with conversations about body image and weight. So when she revealed her dramatic transformation and discussed using a GLP-1 medication alongside healthier habits, people listened. What fans appreciated most was that she did not try to pretend it was some mysterious Hollywood secret. She openly acknowledged that medical help played a role. It was a reminder that weight loss is often much more complicated than celebrities have led people to believe for decades. Another celebrity making headlines is Boy George. The singer revealed that he used a weight loss medication as part of his health journey and credited it with helping him lose a substantial amount of weight. He says he has no plans to stop using it. Fans were stunned by the transformation. The conversation quickly exploded online because people could hardly believe the difference. Boy George became another example of a growing trend where celebrities are becoming increasingly comfortable talking about the treatments that many people suspect have been quietly used throughout Hollywood for years now. Reality television star Golnesa Garadidashi, hopefully I'm saying that right, better known as Gigi, let's just go with that. She also joined the growing list of celebrities speaking openly about using weight loss medications and how much she is obsessed with them. Unlike some public figures who avoid the topic entirely, Gigi discussed her experience publicly. She did not shy away from explaining how the medication affected her weight loss journey and how much she loves it. Her honesty sparked major discussions online because many fans appreciated seeing someone be transparent instead of pretending dramatic physical changes happened overnight through sheer willpower. Then we got Fat Joe. The rapper who's been leaning back for a century has been incredibly vocal about his health journey and significant weight loss transformation, and unlike many celebrities who dance around the subject, he dressed up as an Ozempic pen, and he's been openly, discussing modern weight loss treatments while emphasizing that medication alone is not a magic solution. But he has repeatedly talked about improving his overall health and making long-term changes alongside medical support. I mean, his transformation became one of the most talked about examples because the difference was impossible to ignore. What makes all of this fascinating is how much the conversation has changed. Just a few years ago, even a few months ago, admitting to using a weight loss medication felt a little taboo, and the stigma around medical weight loss is slowly starting to disappear. If anything, Hollywood's obsession with Ozempic may only be getting started. Celebrities have a new obsession, and it comes with a needle. It may not be what you think, so lock in and let's get into this. First up, we got Whoopi Goldberg. Now, Whoopi was one of the most direct celebrities in this whole conversation. She openly said that she used Mounjaro after, reaching close to 300 pounds while filming the movie Till, if you remember that one, based on the true story from the 50s, I think. Now, she joked that she lost the weight of almost 2 people. That kind of honesty, it's very rare in celebrity culture, right? I mean, where most people suddenly claim, portion control and hot yoga, she was honest about it, which, kudos to her. Next up, we have Kelly Clarkson. Kelly had people talking after her very visible transformation, and it feels like it kind of came overnight. She addressed the speculation herself. She said she did use medication, but it wasn't Ozempic. So we're gonna go with Mounjaro on this one. At least that's my guess. Now, according to Kelly, it was something that helped process sugar after concerns related to pre-diabetes. So while the internet yelled Ozempic, Kelly basically said, nope, wrong guess, guess again. Now let's talk about Rosie O'Donnell. Yes, Rosie revealed that she has been using or had been using Mounjaro and spoke about major changes in her appetite and weight, as well as her cravings. I mean, she explained that, this specific medication actually helped reduce a lot of her cravings that she had late at night, and it kind of changed how much food that she wanted or even took in. Another celebrity, being more honest than the industry usually likes, so we gotta give it to her. Next up, we have Joy Behar. Now, Joy revealed, and she's from The View if you're not familiar, that she lost 25 pounds on Ozempic and joked that it changed her taste for seafood. I mean, that is the kind of random side effects story only daytime television could casually slide into a conversation before cutting to commercial. I mean, she has always looked great, so I don't think she needed to lose anything, but if she likes it, I love it. Another very underrated name is Sunny Hostin. Now, Sunny discussed using Mounjaro after gaining weight during the pandemic, which relatable. I feel like almost all of us did. She was candid. Jennifer Lopez, the multi-talented singer, actress, and businesswoman, has repeatedly denied rumors of cosmetic enhancements. Jenny from the Block credits her radiant skin and youthful appearance to her rigorous skincare routine, healthy lifestyle, and staying hydrated. She's often said, "I've never done Botox or surgery, it's just not my thing." Okay, girl. Julia Roberts, America's sweetheart of the 90s, has been vocal about her decision to avoid plastic surgery. Roberts has stated she wants her face to tell a story and age naturally, which aligns with her preference for authenticity over perfection. But I can smell a frown line re-enhancement when I see it, please. Kate Winslet, the Rose to Leo DiCaprio's Jack, swears she's been free of cosmetic procedures, but as a founding member of the British Anti-Cosmetic Surgery League, Winslet has made it clear that she values natural beauty and aging gracefully. But according to some sources, she's actually gone under a handful of times. Meryl Streep, as one of Hollywood's most respected actresses, Streep has openly embraced aging. She has said that the secret to her timeless beauty is self-confidence and staying passionate about her craft. You know what? This one, yes, I actually do believe her. Selma Hayek, known for her glowing skin and her hit 90s movie Fools Rush In, Selma Hayek insists she's never used Botox or fillers or any cosmetic surgery. She attributes her youthful look to her grandmother's natural beauty tips and her love of beauty oils, which she incorporates into her skincare regime. Now, I mean, can we get some of Granny's tips then? Brooke Shields, LOL, because come on girl, the iconic actress and model has said she's never felt the need for plastic surgery or injections. Shields believes in aging naturally and has shared that she relies on proper skincare and a healthy lifestyle to maintain her appearance. But give me a break, even Ray Charles can see that she's had work done. Next, Diane Keaton, known for her unique sense of style and charisma, Diane Keaton has consistently denied having any cosmetic procedures done. She credits her ageless charm to her skincare routine and her confidence in being herself. You know what, I give her a pass too. Drew Barrymore, in an interview with People magazine, Drew Barrymore said she has avoided plastic surgery and hopes to continue doing so. She said, "I have zero judgment for anyone doing anything, but I don't see myself resorting to it." The Drew Barrymore show host, who said she has a highly addictive personality, revealed her fear, that she would be obsessed over it. That played a huge role in her decision to just age naturally instead. You know what, honestly, I love me some Drew, so I'm gonna stay silent on this one. Kate Beckinsale, another time for a good chuckle, because that tight skin face ain't fooling no one, girl. According to the actress, she previously asked a plastic surgeon to confirm that she's never had any work done. However, hurtful comments continuously barged into her life. Beckinsale said, "The fact that one of the major things I am bullied about is an assumption that I can't handle the idea of getting older is so deeply ironic when my all-consuming terror was that I never thought I'd even see the end of my 20s. Honestly, she said a lot while kind of saying nothing. So girl, whatever you say. Nicole Kidman, listen, I love her, so don't come for me, but she has denied having work done so many times I honestly can't keep up. The only reason I'm mentioning her is because she finally admitted to having Botox, and just like a lie that you can't seem to remember the pieces to and it gets all messed up, this is that situation. She has said no so many times to like anything that now that she said yes to one, it's like, come on girl, just admit to all of it. It's okay, this is show business, baby. Paris Hilton, she's been called out too many times for claiming that she's never not only had any plastic surgery done, but not even Botox or anything. I don't think I need to elaborate on this one. I know you're raising your eyebrows with me.
Everyone is asking, what has happened to Madonna? It seems like her look is ever changing, and a lot of people think it's due to her getting plastic surgery after plastic surgery. In the 90s, it was rumored that she first started to get plastic surgery as her face began to change. While unconfirmed, rumors at the time suggested that the star was experimenting with Botox, as well as undergoing a nose job. Another rumor came around the time of her 1990 Justify My Love video, when it was alleged that Madonna had collagen injections to give her lips a fuller bee-stung look. When Madonna appeared to display facial bruising in 2008, it prompted some people to think think that she had undergone lower eyelid surgery. Now, there are also claims that her wrinkle-free skin was the result of a ribbon lift. Madonna admitted she hardly recognized the face she sees in old photos, saying, "I don't regret any of it, but I do sometimes think, oh my god, what was I thinking?" Then in the 2012s, it was revealed that Madonna was a fan of dermatologist Dr. Frederick Brandt, also known as Botox Baron. While she made no secret about being a fan of the doctor, she claimed that she had not had Botox injections. Discussing how she had developed a new fuller texture to her skin, the musician credited her famously strict macrobiotic diet. She added that, "I am certainly not against plastic surgery, however, I am absolutely against having to discuss it." But then in 2023, that's when people really took notice of her changed appearance and called her botched. After a 2023 appearance at the Grammys, some noticed that she appeared to have a more swollen, tighter look to her face. A plastic surgeon spoke out about this, saying that he believes Madonna not only had a facelift, which he said was obvious because her skin appeared tight and pulled back with no wrinkles, but that she also received a nose job. Now, several days after the Grammys, Madonna took to Instagram where she shared a photo of her face, and she captioned the post, "Look at how cute I am now that the swelling from surgery has gone down, LOL." Now, people said that she had a pillow face and she was way too puffy in her appearance, and fans were actually worried that she was going overboard with her looks. Then in March of this year, she stunned fans with a smooth face at her Oscars after party. One user online commented on her photo saying, "Whatever she has done or undone, M is looking incredible lately. Your face filler gone." Yes, with her face slimmer and smoother, people are now loving her new look. One fan commented, "She looks so much better now, the surgeon is a hero." And another hoped the star wouldn't get more filler injections, saying the puffiness from her face seems to have subsided. "I hope she doesn't add more fillers," and she actually looks much less plastic in this picture.
Is Selena Gomez obsessed with fillers? Somebody fill me in, why don't you? Because if fillers are so good, why does her face look destroyed? Let's be real here for a second, because the internet is doing what the internet does best right now, spiraling, of course. Selena Gomez is trending again, and this time it is not for music, not for acting, not even for rare beauty. It is because people are convinced her face has changed so much that they are now throwing words like, filler, substance dependency, and botched, and honestly, some of you are doing the absolute most. But here is where things actually get a little interesting, because the latest wave of drama started after Selena was spotted leaving a high-end cosmetic clinic in Beverly Hills, and the second those people, or those photos, should I say, hit the internet, it was over. People went full FBI mode. Zooming in, we're talking comparing old photos, writing, dissertations and comment sections like they kind of just graduated from plastic surgery university, and the reactions, they were brutal, right? We're talking, people saying that she ruined her face, saying she needs to stop with so much filler, saying she looks completely different, just full on chaos. But here is the part nobody wants to talk about. There is still zero confirmation that she actually had any surgery done. Like none. The same clinic she was seen leaving is known for non-surgical treatments, facial skin tightening, cosmetic maintenance, the kind of stuff, half of Hollywood does, before red carpets so they do not look like they have not slept since 2016. So people are basically, building a whole narrative off of vibes and paparazzi photos, which is nothing new. And again, Selena has been dealing with these rumors for years. Every time her face looks slightly different or her tone of voice changes, the internet immediately screams filler, surgery, something must be wrong. Meanwhile, she has literally said out of her own mouth that she only had Botox and nothing else, but who knows, maybe too much Botox. And there is something else people conveniently forget. Her health. Selena has lupus, right? She has been very open about it. The medications alone can cause weight fluctuations, facial swelling, and changes in her appearance that will come and go. So, 1 month she looks different, the next month she looks different again. And suddenly TikTok thinks it's, cracked a conspiracy theory code. Relax, let's not act innocent here either, because celebrity culture absolutely feeds into this obsession. When you are constantly in the spotlight, constantly photographed, constantly compared to your younger self, people are going to speculate. way, and social media makes it 10 times worse. I mean, you have entire communities dedicated to analyzing celebrities' faces like it is a science project. I mean, angles, lighting, expressions, everything gets picked apart. And then suddenly, a narrative is born. Selena is, dependent on fillers. Selena ruined her face. Selena is unrecognizable. And none of it is actually confirmed. I mean, now does her face look different compared to 10 years ago? Yes, absolutely. But newsflash, so does literally everyone else's. I mean, aging, weight changes, makeup, trends, lighting, medical treatments, all of that plays a role. But instead of acknowledging that, people jump straight to the most dramatic explanation possible, which is, she must have done a bunch of fillers and surgery, because drama gets clicks. And right now, Selena Gomez, she's the headline. So is this actually a case of someone destroying their face with fillers? Or is this another example of the internet doing what it always does, exaggerating, speculating, and running with a story that was never fully real to begin with? Ariana Grande wanted everyone focused on her latest music video. The internet had other plans. Fans are flooding social media with concern after noticing one thing they simply cannot stop talking about. So Ariana Grande just dropped the music video for Hate That I Made You Love Me, and instead of everyone talking about the song, the visuals, or even the fact that Justin Long is randomly starring in it, the internet has locked onto something else entirely: her appearance. The dark horror-themed video follows a haunting storyline where Ariana appears as a ghost-like figure stalking Justin Long's character through a series of eerie scenes. But one particular moment immediately took over social media. Ariana appears in a sleeveless yellow dress, and viewers quickly noticed how visible her chest bones and collarbones appeared on camera. Within minutes, social media exploded. Comments ranged from concern to outright, alarm. Some fans said they were worried about her health. Others questioned why people were acting like, everything looked normal. A lot of viewers admitted they were so distracted by the discussion surrounding her appearance that they barely paid attention to the actual plot of the video. And honestly, I kind of get why people are talking about it. I was actually watching the music video with one of my coworkers the other day, and before the video was even halfway over, she paused it and looked at me and said, "Is Ariana okay?" Like, she was genuinely worried, not in like a gossip way, not in like a mean way. She just looked legitimately concerned. We ended up talking about, Ari's appearance longer than we talked about the actual music video. So yeah, there's that. And apparently we were not the only ones, because this was supposed to be the big launch of a brand new era, a new single, a new album called, Petal, arriving at the end of July, a cinematic music video, a very dark storyline, a major comeback moment. Instead, the conversation instantly became Ariana Grande versus the internet again. Now, before anyone starts, diagnosing people through a phone screen, it is important to remember that nobody outside of Ariana and her inner circle actually knows what is happening in her personal life. I mean, social media loves to act like it has, a medical degree after seeing one screenshot, but the reality is that fans are reacting based on what they can see, not based off what they know. And what they can see has sparked a lot of concern, right? I mean, this is also not the first time Ariana has dealt with public discussion about her body. During the Wicked press tour, people constantly commented on her appearance, her weight, and how different she looked compared to previous years. Ariana has repeatedly pushed back against those conversations. I mean, she previously explained that what many people considered her healthy appearance in the past was actually one of the lowest points of her life. She has also spoken openly about growing up under a microscope and how exhausting it is having strangers constantly analyze every inch of her body, which raises a very uncomfortable question. When does concern become criticism? Because there is a difference between saying you hope somebody is okay and turning their body into a trending topic. At the same time, the internet is doing what the internet does best. I say this all the time, overanalyzing absolutely everything. Well, the irony here is that Ariana released a dramatic horror music video featuring ghosts, obsession, heartbreak, and someone literally being buried alive. And somehow the scariest thing in the video, according to social media, was her collarbones. Whether fans are genuinely worried or simply reacting to another viral celebrity moment, one thing is very clear: Ariana has everyone talking. The song is trending, the video is trending, the debate is trending, and if the goal was to get the entire internet focused on Ariana Grande heading into her new album era, mission accomplished. Because right now, people are not just watching, this music video, they are dissecting every single frame of it. It's gonna be a no for me, dog, because Randy Jackson is basically unrecognizable. But why? Is it health issues, stress, or dare I say, Ozempic? So Randy Jackson just popped back on TV, and the internet immediately went into full detective mode because people are seriously shocked by how thin he looks right now. And I'm telling you right now, the comment section was moving like the FBI had opened an investigation. The former American Idol judge appeared on the newest season as a guest mentor, and viewers could not stop talking about his appearance. Some fans said he looked frail, others said he just looked weak. One person literally asked if he was okay after seeing him sitting through most of the segment. And you already know social media turned into a medical, kind of degree class within 5 minutes. Now, to be clear, there is no confirmed health emergency happening here. This is not some secret breaking news scandal, but people are reacting because Randy Jackson today looks completely different from the Randy Jackson most people remember from the golden era of American Idol, when he was giving out that classic yo dog every 5 seconds while sitting behind the judges table, judging future pop stars and occasionally people who sounded like microwaves exploding. And honestly, if you have not seen him in a while, the transformation honestly is really shocking. Like, Randy is now, I think, 69 years old, and he has been very, very open and vocal for years about his health journey. Back in the early 2000s, he was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and at one point he weighed over 350 pounds. He later underwent gastric bypass surgery and eventually lost more than 100 pounds. But here's the thing, people online are saying this latest appearance feels just a little bit different. Fans are saying this is not just regular celebrity weight loss. A lot of viewers think he looks dramatically thinner than before, and social media immediately started spiraling with concerns. And the internet loves two things: acting like doctors and acting like aging is a personal attack. Some fans defended him, saying, guys, he's like almost 70 years old, which is true. People age, bodies change, faces thin out, the neck starts doing mysterious things nobody ordered. That is life. But other viewers were genuinely worried because Randy looked just like noticeably smaller and quieter compared to his energetic, music producer kind of vibe people remember him for. One viral comment basically said he looked so thin it made him look sad. Another person said he looked fragile during the episode, and honestly, the reaction was intense enough that his name immediately started trending again. The wild part is Randy has actually spent years talking about trying to maintain his health after the surgery, because he said gaining the weight back was always a fear for him. He cleaned up his diet, focused on healthier habits, and even, co-founded a wellness company connected to nutrition and supplements. So technically this transformation did not happen overnight, but seeing him now compared to old American Idol clips is giving people whiplash. And can we talk about how every single celebrity transformation online now turns into a guessing game? I mean, the second somebody loses weight, the internet starts acting like they just escaped a Victorian tuberculosis, ward. Meanwhile, half of Hollywood, has disappeared into size -0 territory, and people only suddenly become concerned when they recognize the person from 2006 reality TV. Still though, fans do seem genuinely worried about Randy, and a lot of people are hoping he is healthy and doing okay behind the scenes, because whether you grew up watching American Idol like myself or just know him as the guy who somehow turned Yo Dog into a permanent cultural memory, Randy Jackson is one of those reality TV icons people feel weirdly, attached to. Seeing somebody who is once larger than life suddenly looking this thin definitely caught viewers off guard, but as of now, there is no confirmed crisis, no shocking hidden illness announcement, and no verified report saying something serious is wrong. Just a wave of internet concern after a very noticeable appearance change that had fans doing double takes. Demi Moore is up first. Hollywood loves a comeback story, and Demi has made her biggest comeback yet. Now, plastic surgeons have revealed the secrets of the celebrities who've, had the biggest glow-ups in recent years, and after being mocked over plastic surgery rumors in January 2021, Demi Moore, who's 62, was widely praised for her age-defying and wrinkle-free look at the Golden Globes this month, where she won Best Actress in a Motion Picture. Demi took home the first acting award of her career in January 2025, winning the Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy for her role in the horror film The Substance. Now, she played a former A-list star who took a black market substance to regain her youthful looks, only to discover horrifying side effects. The star revealed how she could relate to the character because of her own body image issues. She said in an interview, I placed a lot of value on what my body looked like as being, a defining marker of whether I belonged or not, whether I could succeed or not. Demi Moore, has publicly admitted to a few cosmetic procedures. However, there's no way to know for sure what she has done, but based on her results, here's what procedures she may have recently had, according to a plastic surgeon named Dr. Ewan. So face facelifts and neck lifts, which are two relatively invasive treatments that deliver long-lasting results. Both procedures help, tighten the skin, eliminate wrinkles, and remove unwanted fat in stubborn areas. While Demi Moore has not publicly admitted to getting either procedure, there are some signs of total facial rejuvenation. Her appearance is more youthful, defined, and contoured, so her skin also looks tighter, and she has no, noticeable fine lines or deep wrinkles. A blepharoplasty removes sagging skin above the eyelids and under eye bags. The procedure provides, permanent, long-lasting results and eliminates aging or sagging eyelids. After the procedure, patients look more awake and well-rested. Demi Moore's eye area appears to be smoother and more contoured than years before. Not only does she not have, under eye bags, dark circles, or wrinkles in that area, but she also looks more awake. These adjustments to her appearance suggest she's recently had that procedure done. These cosmetic procedures help, lessen the appearance of forehead wrinkles and frown lines as well, helping individuals achieve just a smoother, crease-free appearance. Demi Moore already has a very naturally well-defined, bone structure. A brow or forehead lift could have helped enhance her natural features, making her cheekbones more prominent. Her eyebrows also seem slightly raised, helping her achieve a more awake-looking appearance. Facial contouring using fillers and fat grafting can also help achieve a more sculpted appearance. Demi Moore may use, fillers and fat grafting to achieve high, well-defined cheekbones. Her appearance is notably more balanced, and just in previous years. She also seems to have contouring around her cheeks, jawline, and nose. Botox as well is presumed. Demi Moore, possibly uses Botox to maintain a youthful appearance and prevent new wrinkles from actually forming. Her complexion looks smoother than in previous years, but she doesn't look like she uses too much to maintain her appearance. Botox is all about finding the perfect amount to achieve next level results. Demi Moore's lips also look fuller than in previous years, which suggests, that she may have had some lip filler added as well.
Miley Cyrus has experienced ongoing physical transformations over the years, and some question if it's due to plastic surgery. In 2024, photos of her for cover art of a song and her appearance at the Grammys that year sparked speculation on whether or not she got plastic surgery, as people had been questioning her appearance. Now, talking to Reddit, many commented on the difference in her facial structure recently, believing that she had a buccal fat removal procedure done. "We need to imprison whatever plastic surgeon pioneered buccal fat removal," one person wrote. Now, Miley's also gotten veneers, and people think that they look just absolutely horrible, and people have even said that she looks like a horse. Can't tell if it's just the buccal fat removal or the giant veneers that make her look so off these days. A second person added, while someone else said she's had the nose job for years, but yes, she's wearing contour on top of that. Now, Miley's appearance at the 2025 Grammys looked very similar, as it appears that she's still getting work done.
Friends star Courtney Cox received backlash from the media for years for her appearance. Many people called the star out for overusing fillers and altering her appearance to the point where the actress did end up dissolving the fillers in 2017. Speaking on the experience, Courtney Cox said, "You don't realize that you look a little off, so then you keep doing more because you look normal to yourself, and you don't realize what it looks like to the outside person. It's not surprising that the Friends star dissolved the filler. A year before, she appeared on the Running Wild with Bear Grylls show and shared that she regretted getting the filler done and that she was grateful that the work she did get done could be dissolved. A 2022 interview has the actress claiming that she would never do that level of cosmetic work now. Courtney Cox has always looked great throughout the years, and I'm glad she's feeling more confident than ever."
Lindsay Lohan has been flooring fans with her glowing and youthful new face at recent public appearances, after taking a couple of years away from Hollywood. And now, a lot of folks are wondering, what did she get done? Well, enter Dr. Johnny Betteridge, an aesthetics doctor, and he claims that the star could have spent up to $300,000 in plastic surgery procedures to achieve this look. So Betteridge, if you're wondering his credentials, is the founder of the London-based clinic JB Aesthetics. He has a background in emergency medicine, intensive care, and aesthetics. And he shared a video listing all the cosmetic tweaks he believes the actress has undergone. So if we're gonna go through the list of the things that the Parent Trap star has had, we got a facelift, an upper eyelid surgery, a nose job, and a surgical brow lift. So he thinks she had some degree of surgical facelift, and it was likely done via an endoscopic approach, so it was minimally invasive. She had Botox, lip lifts, facelift, lip fillers, veneers, and he was analyzing her skin in her latest photos, and he came to the conclusion that she had laser resurfacing and also a dermatologist-led skincare routine. So apparently if you combine the cost of everything, it's in the range of $200,000 to $300,000. And a lot of fans agreed in the comments saying, I think it's fantastic surgical work, she should absolutely promote her surgeon. Somebody else said she looks amazing, I wish I had $300,000. Like, she does look amazing. Now, when you look at her face and you think about how Lindsay Lohan looked in The Parent Trap, poor thing apparently really disliked her freckles during her younger years, and now people think that one of those procedures erased her freckles. So in contrast to everything I've said today, official reports do say that she's used no plastic surgery to achieve this new look. She's giving credit to a lifestyle change, a great glam squad, but like, I think we all know better. She's saying that her appearance is just due to her healthy lifestyle. Which, hey, look, if you don't do substances and you eat really well like she said she does, and she loves to do cleanses, then sure, that explains why she would be glowing. The statement says she's constantly getting facials and other natural beauty procedures, she's doing Pilates, she's, in the best shape she's ever been, and I'm not saying that is wrong, but I'm saying I think it's all of that and also $300K on a brand new face. But like, hey, if you can afford it, get it.
Since a viral video of Zac Efron in 2021, fans have had questions about his face and if he's had any plastic surgery done. I mean, his face just looks extremely different and it had his fans concerned. Many people just assumed he got a botched plastic surgery, but Zac did an interview with Entertainment Tonight and explained that his different looking face was due to a jaw injury in 2013. It wasn't due to a botched plastic surgery. You see, Zac broke his jaw and had to have his mouth wired shut after he was running through the house in socks, slipped and hit his face on the granite corner of a fountain and lost consciousness. When he woke up, his chin bone was hanging off his face. He added that when he was injured, the masseter muscles on the inside of his face and jaw compensated for his injury and grew massively in size, hence his transformation. Now, maybe we noticed a difference because back in 2021, Zac took some time off from physical therapy while in Australia, which accounts for the change in his appearance at the time. The masseter muscles just grew, he explained. They got really, really big. Now, at the end of 2024 and now in 2025, his look is way better. But still, there was one point where we could hardly recognize him.
Bad Bunny isn't safe from this plastic surgery secrets being revealed either. One of the most dramatic celebrity transformations debuted in recent years is his. Bad Bunny's plastic surgery rumors have been a subject of curiosity in recent years. While he hasn't confirmed any procedures, speculations about his appearance have surfaced over time. Now, his fans claim he looks a little different now, and they have pointed to possible lip fillers and nose reshaping as potential, alterations. Aged at just 30 years old, plastic surgeons say the rapper may have received filler in his lips and jawline to augment his facial features as well as a nose job. Now, in case you don't know, Bad Bunny is a successful rapper and one of the most popular reggaeton artists. His album Un Verano Sin Ti was the most streamed globally in 2022 and has won several awards, including 3 Grammys. He was born in 1994 and raised in Puerto Rico. He has 2 younger brothers and was raised in the Catholic Church. Now, he attended church weekly with his mother and sang in the choir actually. He later developed an interest, in artists he listened to on the radio, particularly Hector Lavoe and Daddy Yankee. The Bad Bunny stage name was actually birthed when Benito was forced to wear a bunny costume and was really angry about it. So did Bad Bunny have a nose job? It's challenging to confirm this rumor, but many sources and plastic surgeons claim that the rapper did in fact receive a nose job. Jawline surgery as well, lip augmentation, which would change his facial features. Now, the circulating Bad Bunny before and after plastic surgery photos have his fans in a frenzy as they try to figure out whether or not he underwent total face surgery. The sudden change in his jawline shape has further fueled the Bad Bunny teeth surgery rumor as well. But despite all of the rumors, it's worth noting that Bad Bunny has remained silent on the matter. In addition, Bad Bunny's transformation has triggered mixed emotions among, his fans. Some admire his courage to take the risk of experimenting with his face. At the same time, others are disappointed that he may have used plastic surgery to meet unrealistic and very unhealthy societal beauty beauty standards. I think, you know what, if he likes it, I love it. Whatever makes you happy, do you.
Melanie Griffith admitted to having plastic surgery, but after she was criticized, she apparently had the procedure reversed. Now, Melanie had discussed the downsides of experimenting with cosmetic surgery in the recent years by saying she didn't know how addicted she had become to plastic surgery until people started saying, "Oh my god, what has she done?" In 2017, she admitted, "I had surgery 20 years ago, and then about 7 years ago, I started doing injections. I think I must have been allergic to it. I went to a different doctor, and he started dissolving all this that the other woman doctor had put in. Hopefully, I look more normal now." But some people still think she's had other procedures because she does not look like herself. But it seems like she won't be coming clean about that anytime soon.
Now, speaking of new faces, pop superstar Christina Aguilera has been open in the past about her love for Botox, while maintaining an air of subtlety in her look. But if you've looked at her in the last 6 months, it's a little more drastic than just Botox, especially when she's looking like her genie in a bottle era again. She's got this gorgeous slim figure that could be tied to weight loss substances, she's got these sculpted cheekbones, and lifted fox-like eyes. So she's, once again, been open about getting cosmetic treatments in the past, but now she basically looks like she did in 2002. And if you're turning back the clock, that's 22 years, folks. Been a minute. So cosmetic surgeons claim that over the years the singer has had very expertly placed Botox to smooth wrinkles, filler in her lips, and a possible facelift to sculpt her face and lift her eyes. So if we'd like to consult an expert again, I'm a fan of doing that, Dr. Michael Basiri-Tarani, a certified plastic surgeon in New York, was like, yeah, she looks incredible. I think her face now looks a little more mature compared to 1999. She's always had great mid-face volume, so her cheeks were always pretty full, and she had a very strong jawline and chin, which now looks even more accentuated. So like I said before, she's got this perfectly placed Botox or whatever alternative in her forehead and her eye areas, because you want to fine-tune the complexion, smooth out the lines, but that's not a permanent fix. That lasts like 3 to 4 months. But the big difference that we're all noticing is the upper third of her face. She's doing what a lot of people have been doing in the last 7 years, which is making her brow more angular and stronger. That draws the eye, it makes it appear like there's a bit more of that fox eye look that's all the rage these days. Now, another expert surgeon claims she might have undergone a deep, plain facelift to lift her eyes. So apparently this procedure is more advanced than a traditional facelift. It involves lifting and repositioning deep layers of facial tissue, so it avoids the dreaded artificial pulled look of some traditional facelifts. Also, she's had a nose job, but it's very subtle, just gives her more of a pointed look, because like if you look at her nostrils closely, they're a little different. And then obviously her cheekbones and her jawline are sharp these days. And don't get me wrong, she looks fantastic. It's just very obvious.
Olivia is looking wild these days. Maybe it's Maybelline or maybe it's Ozempic. Either way, Olivia Wilde is wilding out on something and we need to talk about it. Okay, so Olivia Wilde has the internet doing a full double take right now because these new photos dropped and people are not just noticing a glow up or a style switch, they are straight up asking what happened. And listen, this is not coming out of nowhere because the reaction online has been loud, messy, and very divided. So here's what's actually going down. Olivia Wilde stepped out recently looking noticeably slimmer, than kind of fans are used to seeing her. And the photos spread fast, like within hours. People were zooming in, analyzing everything, and turning into full body language experts overnight. Some people are genuinely concerned, saying she just looks way too thin and a lot thinner than usual, using words like fragile and even sickly, while others were kind of defending her, saying she looks more fit, more toned, and completely fine, and that everyone needs to relax. This is classic internet behavior because no one ever agrees and somehow everyone is a doctor. Now, to be clear, there is no confirmed health issues. There is no statement from Olivia herself saying anything is wrong and nothing factual suggesting that she is unwell. But what we do know is that her appearance right now is so much more different from what, we've kind of gotten used to. And that alone has been enough to send social media into a spiral. And honestly, the way people react to women's body bodies online these days should be studied because it's always one extreme to the next. You know, either you are way too thin, way too curvy, way too fit, too something. It's just, honestly, it's never neutral. But in Olivia's case, the timing is also adding fuel to the fire because she's been through a very public few years between, you know, her breakup with Harry Styles, the drama surrounding her film Don't Worry, Darling, and the nonstop headlines about her personal life. People have been watching her very closely for a while now. So, you know, when these new photos come out and she honestly really does look noticeably so different, it's not just about the photos, it is about everything people think they know about her life. And let's be honest, the internet loves a good storyline. So, you know, some fans are pointing out that she has always been naturally slim, which is true, and that, you know, lighting angles and styling can completely change how someone looks in particular photos, which, you know, is true because cameras can be ruthless and very selective. But others are saying the difference is way too obvious to ignore and that something now just feels slightly off. But again, there is no actual evidence of anything being wrong. There's no, you know, health concerns that she has brought up herself. This is all just based on her appearance right now and speculation around that. And that is where things start to get, you know, wild because people are building full narratives off a few pictures. Like we went from red carpet photos to full-blown conspiracy theories in record time. Meanwhile, Olivia herself has not addressed any of it, which honestly might be the smartest move because engaging with the internet commentary about your body is a losing game every single time. If you clap back, you get criticized. If you stay quiet, people keep talking. It is literally a no-win situation. But what is interesting is how fast the conversation shifted from style to concern to criticism. At first it was, wow, she looks different. Then it became, you know, is she okay? And then very quickly it turned into people making harsh comments about her appearance and of course whispering Ozempic, which, you know, says way more about the internet than it does really about her because people love to disguise judgment as concern. They will say they are worried while they are also tearing someone apart in the same sentence. It is a talent at this point. And the reality is bodies do change all the time, whether it is stress, lifestyle, aging, work schedules, or just life in general. Not everything needs a dramatic explanation, but that does not stop social media from acting like every celebrity photo is a breaking news investigation. So right now, Olivia Wilde is trending not because of a new movie, not because of a major project, but because of how she looks in some photos. And that says everything about how obsessed people are with appearances, especially when it comes to women in Hollywood. So yes, the photos are real. Yes, she looks different. Yes, we're all collectively shocked a little bit, but beyond that, everything else is speculation noise and people just projecting their own opinions onto someone they don't actually know. And if there is one thing the internet's gonna do every single time, it is overreact, analyze, and then argue about it for days. So whether you think she looks amazing, concerning, or just different, one thing is clear, Olivia Wilde has everyone talking again. Alexa Demi looks sickly thin in these new photos, but why? Is GLP to blame or is something else going on? Let's talk about what everyone is whispering, but nobody in Hollywood wants to say out loud. Alexa Demi just stepped onto the Euphoria season 3 red carpet and the internet immediately did like a double triple take because this was not the same Maddie Perez we remember. Sigh. Fans online started comparing old photos to now and the reaction was instant. Confusion, concern, and yeah, a lot of people straight up asking like, what happened? And here is the thing, this is not coming out of nowhere. I mean, at the premiere in Los Angeles for Euphoria season 3, Alexa showed up in a vintage gown looking very different from her earlier appearances. Not just styling, her face, her frame, everything looked noticeably slimmer and gaunt. Now, before anyone starts reaching or reacting, no, she has not confirmed any changes or anything like that. There is zero proof of what people are accusing, but that did not stop the internet from doing what it does best, right? Which is spiraling. Now, people on social media were saying she looked basically unrecognizable. Others said she looked exhausted, and some fans were genuinely worried about her health. I mean, she actually lost her cute little dimples that I love so much. It's devastating, honestly. I mean, she was literally, in my eyes, like perfect, okay? So of course people are coming at her, but at the same time, there is a whole other group defending her hard, saying maybe it's just lighting. Maybe it's aging. I mean, it has been, what, 4 years since last season? Maybe it is the softer glam she chose this time around because yes, she did switch things up a bit. I mean, instead of that bold, glittery Euphoria makeup we're used to, she went for a much more natural, toned down look, which can honestly make anyone look completely different on camera. But let's be all the way real for like a second. This conversation is bigger than just Alexa because right now Hollywood is in its skinny era again. People are noticing. There is already ongoing speculation about weight weight loss trends and pressure in the industry, especially with so many celebrities suddenly looking dramatically thinner at the exact same time. And when someone like Alexa, who built her image on confidence, boldness, and that iconic Maddie energy, shows up looking drastically different, people are going to talk about it. That is just the reality. What makes this hit harder, though, is that Alexa has always been seen as naturally stunning, like effortlessly. So when fans say she did not need to lose anything, that is where the concern is coming from. I don't really think it's hate. I think honestly it's concern, and honestly the internet is split right now down the middle. I mean, half saying she still looks beautiful, which she does, just, I don't know, a little scary. Half saying something feels off, which also tracks. But here's the truth nobody wants to actually admit. The camera, the lighting, the styling, and the pressure in Hollywood, it can completely change how someone looks overnight. So whether this is just a style shift, maybe a personal change, maybe a GLP or two, or something deeper, I don't know. Right now, it is all speculation. But what is not speculation is that the conversation around beauty standards in Hollywood is getting very loud again. And Alexa Demi just became the latest face of it all, whether she wants to be or not.
Simon Cowell recently shared that he knew it was time to get his filler removed when he ended up scaring his own son. Cowell has admitted to getting work done in the past, and as a judge for popular talent competition shows like X Factor and America's Got Talent, he is used to being on the TV and having to put his best face forward. So he's not opposed to getting some work done, confirming he's gotten some Botox and fillers, but he admitted he may have gone a little overboard. Pretty soon, all people were talking about when it came to Cowell was his appearance. In 2022, he shared he was done with all the fillers because they made him look a little bit scary. In his words, he looked like something out of a horror film. He could tell when he crossed a line, saying, "There was a stage where I might have gone a bit too far. I saw a picture of me from before the other day and didn't recognize it as me." He also shared that his son was in hysterics over his enhanced look. He definitely seems more comfortable in his appearance in more recent photos.
Sharon Osbourne has had plastic surgery many times, but a facelift she had in late 2021 ended up destroying her face. At the time, she said, "I had a full facelift done in October, and I looked like one of those effing mummies they wrap up with bandages," she said to the Sunday Times in April 2022, adding, "It hurt like hell, you have no idea." Sharon said that after the more than 5-hour surgery, she was left looking horrendous. She told the surgeon, "You've got to be effing joking. One eye was different than the other. I looked like an effing cyclops. I'm like, all I need is a hunchback," she said. And yeah, that sounds seriously bad. Even her husband, Ozzy Osbourne, was shocked at the results. Sharon revealed he assured her though, "I don't care how much it costs, we'll get it redone." Now she ended up getting reconstructive work done, and now she's satisfied with her appearance, but hopefully she'll stay away from getting more work now, but it seems like she's really addicted.
Khloe Kardashian is another celebrity that had such bad luck with her fillers she had no choice but to remove it. She also once implied that she feels a bit haunted by the past fillers. Khloe got fillers in 2015, but didn't actually admit to getting them until 2016, which was actually a shock to fans since the reality TV star was always so against getting work done. Speaking on her cosmetic work, Khloe said, "It did not work for me, I looked crazy, and I still think the effects are in there. I went to have it all dissolved like 3 times. She also revealed that her face went numb. However, there might be a legit reason why the fillers did not work for her. Khloe had gotten them just before a major traumatic event in her life, and her doctor later shared with her that her emotions at the time might have actually impacted those fillers. Khloe shared how she felt about everything now that it's over, saying, "It was a bummer, and now I'm afraid to do it again, and I'm almost like I swear things are still in my face."
In March of 2023, fans were shocked when they saw singer Liam Payne step out on the red carpet. Now Liam debuted a shockingly slimmed down face on the carpet, which didn't go unnoticed by fans or cosmetic surgery experts. He didn't look bad before, but his face, instead of looking soft and a little bit chubby, it looks modelish and rugged, celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Ratman Kassir said. Now as Liam debuted his new look, fans theorized that the star had undergone the popular cosmetic surgery, buccal fat removal. Dr. Azza Hallam, a board-certified multi-specialist physician, says that he doesn't think that fillers alone could help Liam achieve such a defined look in the lower part of his face, so he agrees that buccal fat removal most likely played a role. Now taking to Twitter, fans voiced their appearance by saying, "No effing way Liam Payne got buccal fat removal surgery." Now safe to say fans were shocked, and I was too, as it appeared to come out of left field.
John Stamos, though, had 2 nose jobs early in his career. He claims the first one was just so bad he had to get the second to make him look more like himself. Sharing in his memoir, "If You Would Have Told Me," the actor shared that as a child he was bullied for the shape of his nose. His nickname was Big Nose Stamos. Stamos. When he started making it big in Hollywood, he decided to get a nose job. Unfortunately, it didn't come out quite right and he hated it. He claimed it really didn't suit him. In the memoir he wrote, "I'm not all that happy with it. My nose looks kind of pushed up like Peter Pan or something." Unfortunately for the actor, he had to wait until his next gap between projects before he could fix the botched nose job. Stamos claims he went to the plastic surgeon that worked with Michael Jackson, so he would be in good hands. He was able to joke about his own procedure, finishing off the section of his book with, "I haven't even been on the show General Hospital for a year, and I've already graduated from the youthful newbie to the double nose job guy."
Now, sources close to Lil' Kim say that she spent over $19,000 to bleach her skin, get a nose job, and alter her cheekbones. In an interview in 2005, Lil' Kim finally admitted to getting several nose jobs done, and back in the day, Kim was one of the first hip-hop artists to undergo plastic surgery. Now, it was widely speculated that she had also undergone breast augmentation, chin and cheek fillers, and an eye lift. And speaking about why she wanted to alter her face in the same interview, Kim said, "I think I did it because I was a little too vain at the time. I was trying to be perfect, I'm a perfectionist," adding that she was a bit excessive when it came to surgery sometimes. Now, looking at her past photos, there's definitely a huge difference between her face, and she doesn't even look like her old self. Dr. Jennifer Levine, a board-certified plastic surgeon, said it's clear that there's been some skin bleaching, and added that Kim has probably had her eyes done as well. But the biggest differences, according to Jennifer, are to her jawline. She could have had Botox injections under the jaw for a more chiseled look, she told Us Weekly, and in case it's not obvious, Kim probably had filler injected into her cheeks. Now, Dove Cameron's facial transformation from 2008 to 2023 is shocking, to say the least. She has changed drastically, and while some of these changes are due to her just growing up, others seem to have been done by plastic surgeons. While Dove has been transparent about her image and body issues, she hasn't admitted to receiving plastic surgery, but numerous publications, including the US Sun, have speculated that Dove received a variety of cosmetic procedures throughout her time in the spotlight. According to these sources, cosmetic and dermatological experts have spotted radical differences in her features. In fact, they allege that Dove's facial transformation was so notable that it couldn't just be from natural aging and weight loss. It's been said that she's had a nose job, cheek fillers, a fox eye lift, and more recently a buccal fat removal. Again, Dove has never admitted to this, but she could have just kept the procedures a secret.
Why do you look like you haven't slept or eaten in weeks? Buccal fat removal is everywhere right now, and instead of sculpted and snatched, some of these celebs are starting to look straight up hollow. Take Bella Hadid. Now, Bella has always been stunning, no debate there, but fans started doing side by side, and the difference is impossible to ignore. I mean, her face went from soft and youthful to extremely hollowed, especially around the cheek area. Now, people online are saying, it aged her, like dramatically. Instead of high fashion sharp, it's veering into are you okay territory. And when your entire brand is being effortlessly flawless, that's not exactly the vibe you want. Then there's Anya Taylor-Joy. Now, Anya already has a very naturally unique angular face that's literally her signature look, but recently fans have been kind of side-eyeing how much more pronounced her cheek hollows have become. It's gotten to the point where people are debating whether it's makeup, whether it's weight loss, or whether it's something far more permanent. I mean, either way, the internet is confused, as am I, because when you already look like a real-life porcelain doll, why are we chiseling more off? I mean, at some point it stops being edgy and it starts being a little unsettling. Now let's talk about Lea Michele. Leah's transformation, now she had people doing like a double, triple take. I mean, her cheeks look noticeably slimmer, and honestly, not in a subtle way. Fans started actually pointing out how her face shape has completely shifted over time, going from Glee to now. It's a big difference. And I mean, the comments, they're brutal. People are saying she went from classic Hollywood beauty to overly gaunt, like the softness, that made her look relatable just kind of vanished overnight. I mean, it's that moment where Snatch turns into something's off here. And we cannot ignore Megan Fox, okay? I mean, Megan has been really open about cosmetic work in the past, but recently people have been questioning if buccal fat removal is part of that mix. I mean, her face looks a lot more sculpted, yes, but also a lot much more thinner in kind of the mid-face area. So fans are split. I mean, we also know that she got a BBL, so there's no hiding that. I mean, but some are saying she looks incredible. beautiful. And others are saying, you know, why fix what was never broken? I mean, you know, she was like Jennifer before, beautiful, you know, but now Megan Fox literally, you know, she's not the blueprint anymore for people. And people are saying these changes are just making her look harsher instead of softer. And finally, we have Zoe Kravitz. Do not come for me. I love her. Zoe's always had that effortless, cool girl aesthetic. But, you know, lately people have been kind of pointing out how much more hollow her cheeks appear. And I agree, they do. I mean, again, there's been nothing confirmed, right? No cosmetic work confirmed, no buccal fat removal confirmed, but the speculation is very loud. I mean, some fans do think it enhances her very edgy vibe. Others are saying it's taking away from her natural beauty that she got from her father and making her look more tired than chic, you know? And when your whole brand is effortless beauty, looking exhausted is not the goal here, right? So, I mean, here's the thing, buccal fat removal, it might look good on paper, sharp cheekbones, sculpted face, model off-duty energy, but, you know, in reality, it is permanent. It ages you, you know, and fat in your face is actually what actually keeps you looking young. So when you've removed that fat in your face, you might look snatched today, but, you know, 5 years from now, it could age you extremely fast. And that's why people are starting to question this whole trend very hard, because instead of enhancing beauty, it's starting to erase it. And in a world where everyone's chasing literally the same hollowed out, tired look, individuality is disappearing. Demi Moore looks sickly thin in these new photos. Okay, so the internet is spiraling right now because new photos of Demi Moore just dropped, and instead of people talking about the glam, the diamonds, the couture, you know, everyone is asking the same question, which is she okay? So Demi stepped out at the recent Actors Awards, which, you know, was the SAG Awards before, looking polished, poised, and draped in serious Hollywood luxury. We're talking very dramatic silhouettes, hair, full red carpet moment. Now on paper, iconic, but in photos, the conversation shifted very fast because fans immediately noticed how extremely thin she looked, and not in the usual Hollywood slim way. You know, people online were kind of using words like frail, too skinny, and just like sickly thin. I mean, some pointed out her arms and legs looking noticeably smaller than ever before, and others zoomed in on her face saying it looked a lot more gaunt. Now, there were even comments speculating about swelling in her ankles in certain shots. Now, let's be clear, there is no statement from Demi or her team suggesting that anything is wrong at all. There's no confirmed health issues, but the reaction wasn't your typical, you know, petty body shaming comment section. It was honestly genuine concern. And in 2026, the internet doesn't whisper, it screams. Now, the Ozempic speculation started immediately because, you know, of course it did. And at this point, if a celebrity loses 5 pounds, the comment section turns into a pharmaceutical investigation hunt. And people were asking, you know, if she's the latest Hollywood star to join the injectable weight loss era. There's zero proof of that, but that didn't stop the rumors from spreading, obviously. Now, what's interesting is that this isn't the first time Demi's appearance has sparked conversation. She's been in the spotlight for decades. I mean, from Ghost to like G.I. Jane. I mean, she's always been known for being incredibly fit and disciplined, but fans are comparing photos from even a year ago and saying this feels like a dramatic shift. And here's the thing about Hollywood. Extreme thinness gets glamorized until it suddenly just doesn't. I mean, one minute it's high fashion, the next minute it's, are we worried? I mean, the line is thin, no pun intended, and some outlets focused on the fashion and the diamonds because, yeah, she was dripping in luxury, but you can't scroll 2 comments down without someone saying she looks underweight. And once that narrative starts trending, it snowballs. Now, I'm not here to diagnose anyone. We don't do fake news. We don't invent illnesses. That's not what this is. This is about public reaction to very public photos, and the reaction has been quite loud. I mean, it also speaks to something bigger, the pressure on women in Hollywood to stay impossibly youthful and impossibly small. Demi is 63 years old and still commanding red carpets. I mean, that alone is powerful, but the scrutiny, yeah, it's ruthless. And the internet has turned into this weird place where people, you know, claim concern, but also dissect every inch of someone's body in the same breath. It's like, we're worried about you, followed by 47 zoomed in screenshots. I mean, make it make sense, right? At the end of the day is gonna end. Demi hasn't addressed the chatter. She hasn't responded to the speculation. And honestly, she doesn't owe anyone a medical report. So, you know, now I want to know, do you think this is just exaggerated online drama, or do you think fans have a reason to be concerned? Because one thing about Hollywood, the glam is always flawless until the comment section decides it's not, right? Kelly Osbourne has been looking sick and frail after her extreme weight loss from Ozempic. Kelly Osbourne has always been brutally honest about her body, her health, and her struggles, which is exactly why people are so shaken right now. Because lately, every new photo of Kelly has fans doing a double take, and not really in a good way. She looks really thin, not Hollywood thin, not red carpet ready, but like really frail, hollow, almost unrecognizable. And yes, the internet is whispering the same word over and over and over again, Ozempic, or as people keep jokingly calling it now, the Hollywood miracle medication with a very visible price tag. Kelly has spoken openly about weight loss before, so this isn't coming out of nowhere, but what's different now is the way she looks. Her face appears sunken, her frame looks fragile, there's a sharpness to, her features that wasn't there before, and fans aren't imagining it. Comment sections are filled with concern, not praise. People aren't saying, wow, she looks amazing. They're saying, is she okay? And that's the part that really matters, because this isn't about body shaming. It's about the growing fear that the rush to be smaller, faster, and thinner at any cost is going too far now, especially when celebrities normalize extreme weight loss without fully addressing the physical toll. Ozempic and medications like it were designed for diabetes, not for red carpets, not for camera angles, and not for, an industry already obsessed with erasing curves, softness, and age. So, when weight drops this fast, the body doesn't gently adjust. It panics. Muscle mass can shrink, energy levels drop, skin loses elasticity, faces, lose volume, and suddenly someone who was glowing starts to look, unwell. Kelly has always had presence, attitude, fire. That's what makes it so unsettling, because lately that spark looks dimmer. And again, no one is saying she owes the public an explanation. She really doesn't. But when your image is your career, people are going to talk, especially when the transformation feels less like healthy and more like barely hanging on. What's scary is how familiar this pattern is. We've seen it before. Celebrities praised at first for discipline and control, only for the conversation to shift to concern once the weight loss crosses an invisible line. The line where thin stops being aspirational and starts looking like exhaustion. And the worst part, the internet rewards it. Likes, headlines, praise, until suddenly it doesn't. Kelly Osbourne didn't disappear into obscurity. She grew up under a microscope. She's been criticized at every size, and now finally, reaching what society claims as, the ideal, she's being scrutinized all over again, just from the opposite direction. That alone should tell us something is broken. So if weight loss leaves you looking weaker instead of stronger, if your face, loses life instead of gaining confidence, if people stop saying you look happy and start asking, are you sick? That's not a glow up, that's a warning sign. This isn't about blaming Kelly, it's about questioning the culture that applauds rapid transformation without asking what it costs physically, mentally, and emotionally, because thin doesn't always mean healthy, and fast doesn't always mean safe. If this is what success looks like in Hollywood right now, hollow cheeks, fragile frames, and public concern masked as gossip, maybe it's time we stop calling it progress. Sometimes the body tells the truth before the headlines do, and right now, people are listening. Nicole Kidman looks sickly thin in these new photos. When Nicole Kidman stepped onto the red carpet at the Academy Awards this year, it should have been one of those classic Hollywood moments, legendary actress, flashing cameras, couture fashion, the whole, glamorous movie star spectacle. And to be fair, the look itself was very much giving old school Hollywood. Now, Nicole arrived wearing a custom Chanel gown, elegant, dramatic, exactly the kind of couture moment, you'd expect from someone who has basically lived on red carpets for the past 3 decades. But the second photos from the night hit the internet, people stopped kind of talking about the dress and started talking about her body. Now, within minutes, the images started going viral and social media did what it does best, zooming in like it was analyzing security footage. Fans quickly pointed out that Nicole looked noticeably slimmer than usual. Her arms, shoulders, and just overall frame appeared much thinner than what people were used to seeing, and suddenly the Oscars red carpet turned into a full-blown online debate. Some fans said she looked shockingly thin, others said she just simply looked frail, and then right on schedule, the Ozempic speculation showed up. Suddenly, everyone online became a nutrition expert, a doctor, and a body language analyst all at once. Now, to be very clear, Nicole Kidman has never confirmed anything about the speculation surrounding her appearance. There's been no statements, no interviews addressing it, nothing. Just these, photos from the Oscars and the internet kind of running with its own theories, which is kind of wild when you think about it, because we're talking about Nicole Kidman, an Academy Award winner, Emmy winner, Golden Globe magnate, and one of the most successful actresses in Hollywood history. She's been dominating the industry since the early 90s and has starred in everything from massive blockbuster films to critically acclaimed dramas. I mean, this isn't someone new trying to survive their first red carpet. This is someone who has spent more than 30 years in the spotlight. And yet the moment new Oscar photos appear, the entire conversation online suddenly shifts to her weight. Not her acting, not her projects, not the fact that she shared a nostalgic moment during the ceremony with Ewan McGregor while celebrating the anniversary of their iconic film Moulin Rouge. Nope, the internet immediately turned the moment into a panel discussion about whether she looks too thin or not. And the reaction sparked a much bigger conversation people have been having lately about Hollywood body standards. I mean, because Nicole wasn't the only celebrity people were talking about last night. I mean, across the Oscars, red carpet fans kind of started noticing what they believed was a trend. Several stars appearing dramatically slimmer than they had in the previous appearances, which kind of led to one uncomfortable question popping up everywhere online. Is the ultra thin Hollywood beauty standard quietly making a comeback? I mean, if that sounds familiar, it's because we've absolutely seen this before. The late 90s and early 2000s were basically the Olympics of unrealistic body expectations in Hollywood. I mean, being extremely thin wasn't just encouraged, it was practically the job description for leading actresses. For years, the industry claimed it had moved past that era. There were conversations about body positivity, healthier standards, yada yada, allowing women to age without being scrutinized like lab experiments. But when those Oscar photos of Nicole Kidman hit the internet, a lot of people started wondering if, Hollywood might be drifting back towards those same expectations again. Very toxic. Meanwhile, Nicole herself has stayed completely silent about the whole situation. No clapbacks, no explanations, no addressing the speculation, just business as usual. So while the internet is zooming into Oscar photos like detectives in a crime documentary, she's still out here producing projects, starring in major films and series, and maintaining a career that most actors could only dream of having. In Hollywood, it doesn't matter how legendary your career is, the internet will still find something to talk about. And this time, it was Nicole Kidman's Oscar red carpet moment, custom Chanel gown and all, that set the entire conversation on fire. Let me know your thoughts on this. Oprah looks sickly thin in these new photos, and the internet is losing it. So Oprah Winfrey stepped out at Paris Fashion Week recently, and the internet immediately went into full detective mode, not because of what she wore, but because people could not stop talking about how incredibly thin she looked. The 72-year-old media mogul was spotted sitting front row at the Chloe show in Paris wearing high-waisted jeans, a cream top, and a brown jacket. Very classic, very effortless, very I'm Oprah and I own half the world. But the real headline wasn't the outfit, it was her noticeably slimmer frame that had people online zooming into photos like they were analyzing security footage. And listen, when Oprah changes her appearance, people notice. I mean, this woman has basically lived her entire adult life in the public eye, and her weight journey has been talked about for decades. From the infamous moment in the late 80s when she wheeled out a wagon filled with 67 pounds of fat on her talk show to symbolize the weight she had lost, to years of dieting, lifestyle changes, and everything in between. I mean, Oprah has been very open about the struggle. But recently, she revealed something that changed the conversation completely. In 2023, Oprah admitted she started using a GLP-1 weight loss medication after realizing something that a lot of doctors have been saying for years. Obesity isn't just about willpower, it's actually a very complex medical condition. Now, according to Oprah, the medication helped quiet what she called food noise. Now, basically that constant, mental chatter about food, cravings, hunger, and all the things that kind of make weight loss feel like a never-ending battle. Now, once that noise calmed down for her, she said she finally felt like she had control over her health in a way that she really just hadn't before. Now, fast forward to Paris Fashion Week, and suddenly the photos hit the internet and people were stunned. I mean, reports say Oprah has lost more than 50 pounds during her health journey, and the difference is definitely noticeable. And of course, because it's the internet, the reactions were all over the place. Some people were praising her, saying she looks incredible and youthful. Others immediately started doing what the internet loves to do best, which is diagnosing celebrities from their couch. You know the vibe. Now, comment sections, full of people suddenly acting like licensed dermatologists, nutritionists, and facial structure, analysis were all chiming in as well. You've probably seen the phrase floating around lately, Ozempic face, now the internet's favorite new buzzword. And anytime a celebrity loses weight quickly, people start analyzing cheekbones, like they're judging a sculpture competition. But Oprah has actually been pretty honest about the entire journey. She said for years she blamed herself for struggling with weight, thinking it was purely about discipline. Now she believes biology plays a much bigger role than people realize. And honestly, the bigger point here is that the entire conversation around weight loss is changing. You know, these new medications have completely shifted the discussion in Hollywood and beyond, and suddenly celebrities who struggled for years are losing significant weight, and the public is trying to figure out what's natural, what's medical, and what's just good lighting and a Paris runway angle. But let's also remember something important. Oprah has been under a microscope for over 40 years. She's built $1 billion empire, launched countless careers, given away cars like their party favors, and somehow people are still debating her body like it's breaking news. I mean, whether people think she looks amazing, too thin, or just different from what they're used to seeing, one thing about Oprah is guaranteed. If she walks into a room, people are going to talk. And when she walks into Paris Fashion Week looking dramatically slimmer than ever, the internet is absolutely going to lose its mind. Sharon Osbourne is looking sick and terrible after suffering with many Ozempic side effects. Sharon Osbourne has the internet in a full-blown panic right now, and not the celebrity, oh, she changed her hair kind of panic. I'm talking the kind where people are genuinely worried because she looks sick, frail, and barely recognizable. And the word being whispered in every comment section like it's a jump scare? Well, of course, Ozempic. Now, before anyone sharpens their pitchforks, no, this isn't about shaming weight loss. This is about what happens when Hollywood turns powerful diabetes medication into a red carpet shortcut. And the side effects start showing up on people's faces in real time, because Sharon Osbourne did lose a dramatic amount of weight fast. And while she has openly confirmed using Ozempic, what's shocking people now is how unhealthy she appears afterwards. Now, fans have been describing her as gaunt, hollowed out, weak, and just visibly unwell. I mean, her face looks sunken, her energy looks low, and people aren't being dramatic, they're really concerned. And honestly, I get why. I mean, Sharon has always been very bold, loud, sharp, very fiery, and even when she was sick in the past, even during, her cancer scares, I mean, during everything, she still had that spark. But lately, the spark looks dim, and I know that Ozzy passed away, so that's part of it. But when fans see someone who built an entire career on being larger than life suddenly looking physically fragile, it's very jarring. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Ozempic was never meant to be a miracle skinny pen for celebrities. It's a serious medication designed to help people with type 2 diabetes regulate blood sugar. And Ozempic doesn't just make you lose weight, it can make you lose muscle. It can cause extreme nausea, vomiting, dehydration, fatigue, dizziness, hair thinning, and that very hollow, collapsed facial look people now call Ozempic face. Sharon is 71 years old, so rapid weight loss at that age is not the same as doing it at 25. Even she has admitted that the weight loss went too far. Her exact words were that she lost too much and now can't put it back on. That's not a flex, that's a warning. And that's the scariest part of all of this, because when your body stops responding normally to hunger, nutrition, and recovery, that's not a summer body, that's a medical issue. And when people look at you and think you're sick, not just thin, that's no longer cosmetic, that's, like psychological. So it's weird. And here's where this conversation gets very dangerous, because while Sharon is dealing with real side effects at 71, thousands of everyday people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and onwards are now rushing to inject the same medication just to lose like 10 pounds for vacation. No medical supervision, no understanding of long-term consequences, just vibes. Meanwhile, Sharon Osbourne, someone with money, doctors, resources, and around-the-clock care, still ended up looking physically depleted. So the most heartbreaking thing about Sharon lately isn't how thin she is, it's that she looks tired in her bones, and that's what fame never shows you in the after photos. Not the excitement, not the compliments, not the way people treat you when you're smaller, but the quiet cost, the muscle loss, the weakness, the dizziness, the way your reflection starts to look very unfamiliar. And listen, Sharon Osbourne owes nobody youth. She's earned every wrinkle, every scar, every gray hair. The tragedy isn't aging. The tragedy is feeling like you're not allowed to. Skinny doesn't always mean healthy. Fast doesn't always mean better.
Michael Jackson looked extremely different from the beginning of his career right up until his death. Now, a lot of people think this was due to plastic surgery and various health issues he had. One of the most noticeable changes was his nose. Now, he actually eventually admitted to getting a nose job in a 2003 documentary with Martin Bashir. He said, "I had no plastic surgery on my face, just my nose. It helped me breathe better so I can hit higher notes. I'm telling you the honest honest truth. I didn't do anything to my face," he said. Then there was the issue of his skin color though. Michael told Oprah Winfrey back in the early 90s that he suffered from vitiligo, a skin condition that created pale blotches on his body. His dermatologist, Dr. Arnold Klein, confirmed that in 2009, saying his was bad because he began to get a totally speckled look all over his body. It was all over his body, but on his face significantly and his hands, which were very difficult to treat. Now, it's been rumored that he used bleaching cream to make his skin tone more even. However, other experts have claimed that Michael had a lot more done than just one nose job and skin lightening. Michael got his first nose job in 1979, and he claimed he got the surgery not because he wanted a smaller nose, but because he broke it during a dance rehearsal and needed an operation. But then he got it done more times. Now, LaToya Jackson appeared to follow in her brother's footsteps when it came to getting botched plastic surgery, especially on her nose. On October 13th, 2017, LaToya was spotted dashing out of a drugstore. Now, strangely, she was wearing a hairnet, leading sources to speculate that she'd undergone cosmetic work earlier in the day. Now, this is valid for people to assume because if you look at photos of her throughout the years, you can literally see her nose shrinking, and obviously that's not natural. As her face evolution was then reviewed by a panel of America's top plastic surgeons, and while none of them had treated LaToya, they all agreed that she's undergone the knife for multiple nose jobs. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Lisa Rinna turned heads recently, and not in a good way, due to how her face looked. Now, Lisa attended the 2024 Fashion Trust US Awards in Beverly Hills in April, but as soon as photos and videos were released to the star, people began questioning her looks, claiming that she had too much face filler. Now, Lisa then responded to the comments about her looks, saying that she used Skin Vive, which is described by the FDA as a gel implant or dermal filler that is injected in specific areas of facial tissue to add definition or reduce the appearance of lines and wrinkles. Now, she said this was not good for her. Skin Vive is not good for everyone, and it was not good for me. Luckily, we could dissolve it today. Phew, she wrote. Now, there were also concerns of her lip fillers that she's had in the past, as the silicone caused hard and bumpy scar tissue on her lips. Now, Madonna's face has been ever changing, and there's been a lot of speculation that she's gotten a lot of work done. But in 2023, she finally admitted that she had plastic surgery, but she has not revealed what the procedures were or how often she's gone under the knife. Board-certified surgeon Dr. Barry Winterbob, who reviewed before and after images of Madonna, said he saw signs of at least 12 cosmetic facial procedures, which he estimates would have cost multiple six-figure sums, which is not surprising at all. Now, accusations really came to a head after the singer presented an award at the 2023 Grammys. She looked nothing like her past self, and fans were calling her out on social media for her excessive plastic surgery. Now, it's been reported that she was affected by these comments, and she accused those of making the comments of ageism and misogyny at the time, but later admitted to having plastic surgery after posting a photo with the caption, "Look at how cute I am now that the swelling from surgery has gone down, LOL." Now, this isn't the first time that fans have accused Madonna of trying out plastic surgery, as in the 1990s there were rumors that she was trying out Botox and was undergoing a nose job. She's never confirmed or denied these allegations, but looking at photos of her and comparing them, you can tell there's a huge difference, which you can't just attribute to aging. Now, Joan Rivers was the queen of plastic surgery. Joan passed away in September 2014, and afterwards, her daughter Melissa wrote a memoir called The Book of Joan: Tales of Mirth, Mischief, and Manipulation as a tribute to her life. In the memoir, though, she revealed that Joan had 348 cosmetic operations over her life and was never happy with the way that she looked, which fed into her sense of being less than. Now, that is truly just insane to me. Now, when speaking about the plastic surgery, Joan said, "My motto is better a new face coming out of an old car than an old face coming out of a new car." Now, Joan admitted to having Botox injections, several nose jobs, an eye tuck, liposuction, and a few facelifts. Now, in the end, Joan passed away due to a botched elective surgery she was having on her throat, and every surgery had a risk, but she didn't care, which in the end contributed to her death. Heidi Montag went overboard when it came to plastic surgery. I'm honestly surprised that no one put a stop to it because it seemed so dangerous. In 2010, she had 10 cosmetic procedures done in one day. Yes, 10 of them. Now the star was just 23 years old at the time, with the surgeries including a chin reduction, liposuction, a breast augmentation, a brow lift, rhinoplasty revision, facial fat injections, and an ear pinning surgery. Ahead of her operations, her surgeon told her that she would recover within a few months, but it actually took her over a year to get back on her feet and back to normal. I could barely talk, my jaw, I had part of my chin sawed off. I mean, it was really a lot, she said. We had to have houses at the house for months to help me recover. Now, she also had something really scary happen during the procedures that she finally spoke about in 2018. She told Paper Magazine that she actually died for a minute at the recovery center post-surgery, after she was given an incorrect dose of a painkiller. My security guards called Spencer, who is her husband, and told him Heidi's heart stopped, she's not going to make it, she told the publication. Yeah, it's absolutely insane that she was able to get all of that done at the same time, and shame on the surgeon who did that to her. And now we have Tara Reid admitting to getting a botched boob job and body contouring procedures in the past. Now in an interview, she said that she consulted a plastic surgeon in 2004 and she asked for big B's, but instead he gave her C cups and she didn't want them. Now after the surgery, she immediately noticed that her nipples were deformed. But after 6 months of it's going to get better, it started to get worse and worse. I never thought I'd have nipples that looked like this, she said. Then to make things worse, she had a nip slip on the red carpet at P. Diddy's 35th birthday party in New York. Now it wasn't just the fact that she had a nip slip that made headlines, it was because it was revealed to the world that her boob job was botched. Now instead of her areola being a perfect round circle, hers was different, as if a chunk had been cut out. And after the incident, Tara was labeled Franken-nipple and later had to explain that her plastic surgery had gone wrong. She said, "I was already dealing with what it looked like. The last thing I wanted to happen was have the whole world see it." Now she also had a procedure called body contouring done by the same surgeon and was unhappy with the results. "My stomach became the most ripply, bulgy thing," she said. "I had a hernia, this huge bump next to my belly button. As a result, I couldn't wear a bikini. I lost a lot of work." Years later, after doing some thorough research on doctors, she went under the knife again to get the previously botched jobs corrected. She says that she saw a therapist for about a year to get help with her confidence issues and she settled down. Thankfully, she seems to be happy with how she looks now, but I can't imagine all the physical and mental pain that she went through with those first surgeries.
Starting us off at number 10, Kylie Jenner. Kylie's before and after plastic surgery photos are something to behold. Pictures of Kylie's face before her fillers and whatnot have been circulating the internet for years because some people think that her glow up from when she was a kid till now is too good to be true. We know that Kylie's gotten her lips done because it's kind of what she's famous for, but there are some other obvious tweaks done to her face as well. Though Kylie has said that she's never gotten real surgery done to her face, she has admitted to using fillers to make herself look the way she does now. There are people who believe that she's had some form of lipo or implant, but Kylie has denied those allegations. The bottom line here is that she's gotten a lot of fillers to the point that her face structure looks completely different to when she was younger. This could be the result of her face maturing, but she's only 23 and she looks a lot more mature than that, at least to me. She's 3 years older than me and I still look like I'm 12 in comparison. At number 9, Adele. Adele's before and after weight loss transformation is incredible. She's always looked beautiful, but after her dramatic weight loss, she's looking like a completely different person altogether. Some are even saying that she looks like Sarah Paulson, which I kind of see. According to sources, she's lost so much weight due to her exercise regime, but mostly her diet. Apparently the singer consumes only 1,000 calories a day and drinks a lot of green juice. I wonder if that was celery juice. Does anyone else remember that craze? I tried it out for a while. It's absolutely disgusting, but it makes you feel really good. Throughout the year, Adele has been sharing photos to her Instagram that have been documenting her weight loss and has been getting a lot of praise for it. She's doing amazing, though some people are still criticizing her weight, saying that she's still too thick or she's too thin. To those people, I would like to say, if it's not your body, you shouldn't have an opinion. As long as Adele is happy and healthy, That's all that matters. In at 8, Khloe Kardashian. I'm sure we've all seen our share of celebrity Photoshop fails over the years. You know, the ones that make people look completely different than they do in real life. Those before and after photos are something else. Well, one celebrity whose before photo looked nothing like her after is none other than Khloe Kardashian. The picture in question here is from back in May when she posted this. If you look at any of Khloe's other pictures, you'll see that she looks nothing like the woman in this heavily edited picture. When the picture was first posted, people thought that she had just gotten a lot of plastic surgery done, but nope, that's not surgery, it's Photoshop. How do I know this for sure? Just take a closer look at the necklace in this photo. Do you see the mistake? Her necklace is literally like embedded into her skin. Obviously her neck has been edited since the chain has gone into her body or something. Also, her face is a completely different face altogether, so need I say more? Coming in at number 7, Robert Downey Jr. Here's a before and after you might not have expected. Robert Downey Jr. may be the big shot actor he is now thanks to his role as Tony Stark in the MCU, but before that he had pretty much hit rock bottom and has actually served time behind bars. In 1996, RDJ was caught with illegal substances and a firearm in his car after being pulled over for speeding. As a result of this, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison in 1999 for violating his probation. He served 1 year out of his 3-year sentence before being released in 2000. After his release, he went to rehab and turned his life around, booking more jobs and eventually ending up with the role of Iron Man as we know him today. He's definitely a different man now from who he was back in his prison days, so I think this is a dramatic before and after change. In at 6, Jennifer Hudson. Jennifer Hudson has risen to fame from her time on American Idol to her Oscar-winning role in the film Dreamgirls. She's known for her dynamic voice and acting skills, but she also became known for her weight loss as well. Her before and after weight loss is similar to Adele's because they both look so different. Jennifer has been very vocal about her weight loss journey and how she decided to take the plunge and diet after the birth of her son. Jennifer has said that she joined Weight Watchers and lost 80 pounds with the program. Since then, she shared her diet and exercise routines with her fans to show how she's kept up with her health since dropping the weight. I love watching these transformations, not because I'm looking for stars to have a certain body type, because honestly I could care less about what their bodies look like, but I love seeing the dedication that they have to their lifestyle changes because I know that losing weight isn't easy in the slightest, and it's incredible to see how hard these people work to achieve something. It's actually really inspiring to see. Halfway through at number 5, Ashton Kutcher. Let's talk about Ashton Kutcher before he was famous. Before Ashton found fame, he was a biomedical engineering student at the University of Iowa, and if you know anything about post-secondary education in North America, specifically in the US, you'll know that going to college is freaking expensive. It costs tens of thousands of dollars just to get an education, and a lot of people can't afford that. So here's Ashton, a struggling student looking for a way to pay for college. Obviously at this time he hadn't gotten his big break, so what did he do? He got a janitorial job at a General Mills plant sweeping cereal dust off the floor. That sounds pretty tasty to me. Imagine how sweet the air would smell in those buildings with the sugary cereal particles floating in the air. Anyway, Ashton worked here making money for college, and as a side hustle to make more money, he reportedly sold his plasma. He didn't have to work these jobs for too long since he got discovered by a talent manager at a bar and he got into male modeling, so he dropped out of school to do that full time. But now look at him, a big time actor who started out sweeping cereal dust. In at 4, Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito, the man, the myth, the legend. Before he started blasting, he was just a simple guy with a simple job. Before he found his fame, he was actually a beautician for dead people. After Danny finished high school, his older sister paid for him to go to hairdressing school, and once he graduated, he got a job at a mortuary styling the hair of dead people. Danny was mostly in charge of styling women's hair because of his education in beauty school. In an interview, Danny talked about his bizarre job where he said that though he'd styled a few younger women, most of his clientele were old women from Jersey Shore who had passed away. This may seem sad and morbid, but Danny made his job a little more lighthearted by thinking about the fact that he had free range with the hairstyles he was doing since his clients were dead and they couldn't really say that they didn't like what he was doing. I mean, I guess that's a bright side. I would say that it's crazy how Danny went from doing dead people's hair to being an actor, but it's Danny DeVito. He's such an unusual and eccentric guy that this kind of job seems fitting for him. Coming in at number 3, Tekashi 6ix9ine. Here's another person who's different after coming out of prison. Rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine started his career off strong. He had hit music, he had fans, and he made some friends in some high places, but it wasn't until he went to prison that we saw a drastic change in his image. Tekashi was sentenced in a connection to a case involving his gang and was arrested for possession of illegal firearms and attempted murder, to which he pleaded guilty. But everyone knows him as the guy who snitched. He was facing a possible life sentence, so instead of serving that, he made a deal with prosecutors to cooperate with the investigation in order to have his sentence reduced, which is exactly what he did. Though he did serve some time in prison, he was recently released, but now he has a bad reputation. Tekashi though has said that he would have rather become a snitch and be able to see his child and provide for his family than be locked up for the rest of his life. He's beginning to make a comeback, and I'm sure that in the future people will forget about this whole ordeal, but for now his reputation is very different from what it was before his trial. At number 2, Michael Jackson. I think we can all agree that Michael Jackson looks completely different at the end of his life compared to how he looked when he was younger. This had a lot to do with the numerous plastic surgeries. He had work done to his lips, his nose, his chin, and he had received facelifts and cosmetic tattooing. Michael had work done to his lips to make them look fuller after years of them losing shape. He had cosmetic tattooing done to line his lips, giving them a fuller shape. He had his infamous nose jobs, though the reasons for these procedures are shrouded in mystery. Some say it was for cosmetics, and others say that it was for airflow to help him hit higher notes when he was singing. He's also had work done to his chin to give him a cleft. He received facelifts to tighten his skin after it began losing its elasticity because of the skin lightening products he was using to even out his complexion due to his vitiligo. And he had his scalp tattooed to cover up the bald spots on his head left behind from using chemical relaxers to alter the texture of his hair. At the end of his life, Michael was a completely different man from who he used to look like. People suspected that he had body dysmorphia, and that's why he was constantly altering his appearance, but we may never really know for sure. Finally, in at number 1, Johnny Depp. Today we know Johnny Depp as being an incredible actor and the center of a messy lawsuit with ex-wife Amber Heard. But before all this drama, he actually held a job as a telemarketer, though he wasn't very good at his job. Johnny was a telemarketer selling pens and scamming people. In an interview, Johnny opened up about his job, saying that he only ever sold one thing, and after selling, he talked the customer out of buying the items. He said that with this job, you had to make up a name and call people telling them that they were eligible to win a grandfather clock or a trip to Tahiti. Those two things aren't even close to each other. I don't know why, but I don't know. Ask the company. Once Johnny made a sale, he said that he felt so guilty about scamming the guy that he actually talked him out of making the purchase. He literally told the customer that he was being scammed. I think that's like the #1 rule of scamming, like don't tell them. Johnny is probably the worst telemarketer there ever was, but it's okay because he got his big break and now he's a big time actor, so I guess it's just water under the bridge.
Starting off our list today at number 10, we have Rebel Wilson. When Rebel Wilson made an appearance on the Call Her Daddy podcast, she would note that she had to wait until Pitch Perfect was pretty much over before she could kickstart what she called her year of hell, as her contract with the movie franchise banned her from losing weight when she said, "I couldn't lose a massive amount of weight because I was in the contracts for that movie. You can't lose, I think it was more than 10 pounds or gain more than 10 pounds. You kind of have to stay at the same weight. It's like in your contract." Rebel's character in the film was called Fat Amy, which unfortunately required her character to look a certain way. While Wilson did note that she loved playing her character and she had the best time filming, it seems inappropriate for a film studio to make any mandate about the actor's body, particularly when the character's weight could have easily been written around. They simply could have called her Amy or by her actual name in the film, which on the record was Patricia. Number 9, Jonah Hill. For the longest time, Jonah Hill was known as the funny fat guy in movies, and that's all a lot of people remember him for many reasons. One, because obviously he wasn't pencil thin, and the other is because he had this really good sense of humor that was obviously kind of hilarious depending on the movie. Once he started to slim down, however, he did manage to take on some other roles that were less comedic and far more respectable in terms of actually winning an award for his acting rather than his comedy. But it seems like the actor isn't booking as many roles as he used to. While the star could just be taking a step back from his acting to deal with some challenges in his personal life, it seems like the star has only been working hard to develop different projects that revolve around voice acting, and this could be because his acting contracts for roles involved him to not lose weight, as he was typecasted for years in the same role, but when he changed, Hollywood just didn't know what to do with him. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming number 8, we have Renee Zellweger. Committed to taking on her role in Bridget Jones's Diary franchise, Renee Zellweger had to gain weight and maintain it just to embody her character in the film. Before the film even started filming Bridget Jones's Diary, the star had to gain 30 pounds to play the role in 2001, Bridget Jones's Diary. She then had to repeat the process again for the 2004 sequel, Bridget Jones, The Edge of Reason. And then by the time she filmed Bridget Jones's Baby, however, she was tired of talking about her weight. While the star had to put on a few pounds to take on her role throughout the years, she's had to maintain her weight and continue to gain weight on the films, to the point the media started to harass the actor about her weight. And then she ended up telling British Vogue in 2016, "Bridget is at a perfectly normal weight, and I've never understood why it matters so much. No male actor would ever get such scrutiny if he decided the same thing for a role." While the star went from being a size 4 to a size 14 during the filming process, she was forced to enlist in a 4,000 calorie per day diet of comfort food. That just isn't right. Number 7, Seth Rogen. So just like Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen, when he started out in the acting industry, he was typecasted as a funny fat guy that you couldn't picture doing anything else. And even when the star started to lose weight to star in a comic book movie, The Green Hornet, he found himself being put into a very conflicted spot for his acting, as Hollywood really didn't know where to put him. Got to the point even Seth was struggling to accept his new slim figure, because the industry made him feel like he let down legions of chubby men who looked up to him. He has even had to find a way to cope with strangers in Hollywood approaching him for his weight loss, to the point he even had to say, "I think for chubby guys, I was their guy, so they were like, I can be chubby. Seth Rogen's chubby, who cares? But now I'm not so chubby anymore, and they're like, I have to lose weight. I've let them down. I blatantly sold out. It's only for money." Number 6, Brendan Fraser. After being abandoned by Hollywood for no reason whatsoever, Brendan Fraser was desperate to get back into acting, to the point he decided to gain as much weight as he could to star as a lead in his recent film, The Whale. In the drama film, Brendan, who was set to play a 590-pound school teacher who is slowly eating himself away to an unhealthy weight while grieving the passing of his wife, Brendan did have to spend hours in the makeup chair to have prosthetics applied to make him change his appearance altogether, but he still had to pack on some extra pounds so it could help him get into his character easier, and so the prosthetics would look a little more natural than they would if he was still a skinnier frame. While the actor doesn't really seem to be affected by his current weight gain and how it affected his physical appearance, it is great to see him back on the Hollywood scene again, but it still makes you wonder why Hollywood makes actors go to such extreme measures when it comes to their weight. Number 5, Charlize Theron. Back in 2003, Charlize Theron physical transformation, along with a scarily intense performance, won her a well-dressed Oscar for portraying a real-life monster in the movie Monster. In her contract, Charlize had to put on 30 pounds before filming even started. Charlize did go on to say that putting on the weight was a way for her to understand her character and her character's experience, rather than just looking overweight for the part, by saying it wasn't about getting fat. Aline wasn't fat. Aline carried scars on her body from her lifestyles. Charlize then went on to add that if she did the movie with her slim, physical, athletic body as she's known to have today, then not only the producers of the film, but she also would feel like she wouldn't have felt the things Aline felt with her body, before adding, "It was about getting to a place where I felt closer to how Aline was failing." In the end, Charlize did end up gaining close to 50 pounds for the film, and the mindset with it caused the star to face depression, and it got to the point where she found the whole process of gaining weight for the film and even the process of filming was not really as fun as her other roles. Number 4, we have Vincent D'Onofrio. Pretty much since the start of Vincent's career, he's had to gain weight and maintain the same image for his roles by gaining weight he may have lost while he wasn't filming. It all started back in 1987 when the actor was set to portray an overweight recruit struggling through boot camp in Stanley Kubrick's film Full Metal Jacket. Vincent would be forced to gain 75 pounds before filming even started. Later, Vincent would then reveal that the hardest part of the process was keeping on the weight while he was filming, as he was losing the weight fast. Due to his contract, he wasn't allowed to lose a single pound. While in the beginning he was only asked to gain 10 pounds, every time the actor submitted a self-tape for the role, he was required to gain more and more weight. And this wouldn't be the only time Hollywood has forced the star to maintain his weight or gain some more pounds back, as in 2022 it was reported that the star had to gain 15 to 20 pounds when he landed a role for Kingpin: Return to Hawkeye, so his character could have an accurate look in the Marvel Studios series. Number 3. Jared Leto. Back in 2007, Jared Leto admitted that before he could portray Mark David Chapman in the film that surrounds the passing of John Lennon, he was forced to gain 67 pounds before he could play the role of the man who assassinated John Lennon. And then the extra pounds had serious side effects on the method actor, as the weight gain took such a toll on Jared. And it even got to the point where the actor could no longer walk to the set by the end of production, and he was even later diagnosed with gout and advised to lose weight by his doctors. Later that year, he would then admit to the Los Angeles Times that he wasn't really sure gaining weight was the wisest choice, when he said, "I'm not sure it was the wisest choice. A friend of mine was recently going to gain weight for a film, and I did my best to talk him out of it. Just because you can lose weight doesn't mean the impact it had on you isn't there anymore." But in the end, Jared felt like it was necessary to follow the film's production team and what they were advising him to do, as it made him believe that it was a necessary thing for him to do so he could get every aspect of his character right. Number 2. Rob McElhenney. The creation of Fat Mac was a hilarious gag that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia seemingly pulled on a whim for season 6. However, making it happen was much more difficult than one might expect, as co-creator and Mac portrayer Rob revealed he gained 60 pounds for the character. Then new look with a diet that consisted of only ice cream, heavy soup, and cottage cheese. While Rob in the beginning tried to gain weight in a healthy way by eating chicken and rice, his doctor soon told him that there was no healthy way to gain that much weight in a short amount of time, that he knew he had to opt for an unhealthy way, so he would literally pull out a tub of ice cream in the morning and would then drink it when it melted in the afternoon. He later told Dax Shepard on his podcast, Armchair Expert, that the weight he was forced to gain and maintain during filming that season didn't seem to be progressing fast enough to justify his Fat Mac transformation, and the requirements had such a negative impact on his health that he then had to convince the show's creator to make his character Jacked Mac for the next season so he could shed some pounds. And coming in number 1 today, we have Colin Farrell. While Colin Farrell opted to wear a fat suit when he portrayed the role as the Penguin in the movie Batman in 2016 for the movie The Lobster, the Irish actor was set to play an unlucky in-love shrub in a bit of a paunch, meaning the handsome leading man was required to pack on quite a few pounds and maintain the weight while the filming was going on. Later, when Colin's co-star John C. Reilly opened up to Entertainment Tonight about how Colin put on 45 pounds, at first it made John wonder if he was actually going to pull it off within 2 months. While the star, like Rob McElhenney, gained weight for the role by drinking ice cream, he would admit that it was only fun for 2 days, and when it came to his health, his sleep schedule, he actually suffered quite a bit. The actor also had to eat 4,000 calorie meals and refrain from exercising, which had huge consequences on his overall health.
Number 10. Kendall Jenner. Now, there have been rumors about the Kardashian crew getting cosmetic surgery since the moment that they first appeared on screen. Each and every member of this family has been accused of having either a nose job or cheek fillers, but Kendall has one noticeable difference that stands out from the rest of her family. In side-by-sides, Kendall's eyes are actually larger than they once were, as well as more almond-shaped. Several doctors have chimed in online and claimed that there's no way she could achieve this look just by using makeup, unless, there's some special magical substance that yanks your face back, which probably exists, but it's suspicious, which is basically what a ponytail facelift is, so it's really the only real explanation. Number 9. Selena Gomez. The former Wizards of Waverly Place star has been dodging surgery rumors left and right for a very long time. Fans have noticed her face changing over the years. Side-by-sides from her Disney days till now show drastic changes in her facial features. Not only does she clearly have some kind of cheek fillers, but her eyes are a lot more cat-like than the original form. Selena has admitted to using skincare products in the past, designated to enhance features without the need of invasive surgeries. However, no foundation on this earth can give Selena the features that she currently has. It comes as no surprise to learn that Selena is actually a spokesperson for several beauty and cosmetic brands and is adamantly denied that she has received any major surgeries over the years. She's been shutting down rumors left and right for a very long time, even deleting photos from her Instagram because they received such massive slews of negative comments. Now, while it's never been confirmed if she's actually received any kind of work, just watching her on screen is enough to prove that the young Alex Russo that a lot of people grew up with has vanished into thin air. Number 8. Bella Hadid. Bella is actually one of the main reasons that this surgery is becoming so popular. When you compare photos of Bella 10 years ago to the ones that are taken this year, it is night and day. Not only have her cheeks noticeably shrunken and become more toned, but her eyes are a lot more almond shaped, and Bella was one of the first people to openly admit to receiving this treatment as a way to further enhance her already obvious beauty. Bella has been drenched in plastic surgery rumors for a long time, and in 2018 she clapped back at her so-called haters, telling them that she was horrified of what plastic surgery could do to her face. While this ponytail surgery is not the most extreme surgery there is, it's still an invasive one, and it's one of the more sensitive areas of your face to take care of, but that's okay as long as nothing gets, injected into your eyeballs, right? Everything's fine. Number 7. Nicki Minaj. When it comes to Nicki Minaj and plastic surgery, she only has one response. "What's good, Miley?" No, she denies it. Rumors have been flying around since the moment she first appeared on our screens and stages, and over the years, fans claim to have inside information that Nicki has received cheek implants, both on her face and on her backside, with one of her closest friends turning on her in 2013 and claiming that she was given the 411 on the big old buns, but as with many things involved with her looks, Nicki denies any enhancements of any kind. However, it doesn't take a super sleuth to realize that she has totally received some kind of work, right? Whether it's plastic surgery or not, she just looks different. Side by sides show that Nicki didn't have these naturally almond eyes like she has now when she first appeared on our screens. She may have never confirmed the surgery with her lips, but most certainly did with her face, because it looks different. Number 6. Ariana Grande. We have accepted that the former Nickelodeon star may have had some subtle procedures such as fillers, maybe some rhinoplasty. The jury's still out on whether she had a nose job, as Ariana has never confirmed this and actually went as far as denying it on Twitter, although she does have a habit of sometimes editing her nose on Instagram, so who knows? We can't ignore the changes that we've seen this year. The singer has been rumored to have even more cosmetic surgeries towards the end of this year, causing her to look unrecognizable. The redhead that we loved on Victorious and Sam and Cat seems like a totally different person. Ariana's eyes are more almond shaped, she has dimples in her cheeks when she smiles, and she never used to have. Ariana has never confirmed if she's received surgery or not, but the face that we know and love is hidden behind a new Ariana. Number 5. Kim Basinger. Kim Basinger is a former model whose face has looked suspiciously smooth and wrinkle-free in recent years, leaving many to believe that she has had some kind of work done. A few years ago, a plastic surgeon named Dr. Omar Tillo weighed in on it to express, and he said that he thinks that she's received Botox, cat eye surgery, and dermal fillers. He claims that if you look at previous photos, you can see apparent lines and wrinkles around Kim's eyes, and these could be treated with anti-wrinkle injectables like Botox. She has also clear lines around her mouth area, which could be the result of being smoothed out with dermal fillers. Kim's skin is also much fresher and has more of a complexion. This could be due to several factors like laser treatments. A second expert named Reza Nazab agreed and added that he believed that she might have also had a fat transfer or a facelift. This could explain the almond-shaped eyes behind the massive cheeks. Back in 2012, Kim's daughter, Ireland Baldwin, insisted that her mother had not received any plastic surgery, while calling her the most naturally beautiful woman that there ever was or will be. Ladies, if you want to avoid any Botox, any other skin treatments, just listen to Ireland's mom. She hasn't had one treatment done because she stayed completely out of the sun all those years. She wrote it on an Instagram post. Kim herself has never addressed speculation surrounding her looks. Number 4. Catherine Zeta-Jones. When she attended the premiere of Entrapment in June 1999, she had the beginnings of crow's feet, especially when she smiled. But as the years went by, it seemed like those crow's feet vanished into thin air. And by the time this past year rolled around, she made a return to the mainstream, starring as Morticia Addams in the Netflix series Wednesday. She was a completely different human being, according to fans. Her skin was so smooth and her eyes were smaller than they once were, looking exactly like you would picture a person with fresh cat eye surgery to look like. Catherine was rumored to have received surgery surgery after she was photographed entering a clinic in Beverly Hills, and she never confirmed that she received this specific surgery, but it's impossible to hide the obvious changes in the shape and face conditions. Number 3, Lil' Kim. For the past 25 years, she's been pushing the boundaries as a female rapper and breaking records. Lil' Kim's also considered to have pioneered mainstream love-positive feminism in hip-hop and has carved a path for many contemporary artists like Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and Cash Doll. In addition to her unique sound and lyrical matters, she's known for her breathtaking, flamboyant fashion style and advocacy work for various causes. However, the American rapper served as an unforgettable MTV moment that made heads turn a few years ago. It's tough to deny her natural presence and beauty. After her lip surgery and a series of facial surgeries, she became unrecognizable to fans. Literally, people at her concerts were like, "Hey, who's that?" This speaks volumes, especially in front of the people who adore you the most. It also means that Lil' Kim had too much work done. Staying relevant in the scene can be challenging as more female rappers rise to fame. Unfortunately, Lil' Kim's attempts to fix her perceived natural flaws took her commanding presence and gorgeous looks away. Number 2, Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay got her big break when Disney casted her to play 2 roles in the classic family comedy The Parent Trap. She played twin sisters Hallie Parker and Annie James, who randomly meet at a summer camp and discover their parents split them up when they were babies. The twins then hatch a plot to get mom and dad back together, and it is a great movie. I love it so much. Her career only seemed to rise from there, starring in cult classics like Freaky Friday with Jamie Lee Curtis and Mean Girls as, the main character, Cathy Heron. Unfortunately, her character took a step in the wrong direction when she was arrested in 2007 for driving under the influence of a controlled substance, for which she served 84 minutes in jail. Yes, minutes. Some people spend years in jail, but Lindsay got a little warning because she's Lindsay Lohan. Until 2022, her career was at an abrupt standstill, and she decided to take that time to make some cosmetic adjustments. She got some work done to herself, and the little Lindsay that we grew up with is now trapped behind a thin layer of silicone. Number 1, Cardi B. Cardi B has never been coy about the plastic surgery procedures that she's had done. During an Instagram Live in December 2022, she talked about a procedure she had done to her butt years ago, and it gave her followers a word of advice while doing so. Following the birth of her son, Wave, in 2021, Cardi B said that people thought she had work done when in reality she had gotten surgery in August to have 95% of her bipolymer bum injections removed. She went on to say that you should do your research and listen to doctors, and not just with, injections, but also anything involving your rear and all the other plastic surgeries and cosmetic surgeries as well. Like, really, just double check your sources, people. In 2019, the rapper got candid about having to cancel and postpone shows because of the need to recover from liposuction. And on Twitter, she talked about having to miss work for 2 weeks because of it. That same year, Cardi also told Entertainment Tonight that she had a chest lift after giving birth to her daughter, Culture, and was unhappy with needing to take time off. So Cardi's biggest thing is not that the procedures are bad themselves, but with the recovery time that it seems to take. Well, fear no more, Instalift is probably on its way, which is, I don't know, maybe that's a thing. I'm not a scientist.
Coming in at number 10, we have Erin Moriarty. Erin Moriarty, who plays Starlight on The Boys, has been linked to weight loss speculation, as fans believe that she has undergone surgery on her face and has had liposuction done to lose weight, as she looks way too skinny now. Meanwhile, some even believe that Erin may have an eating disorder. When the new season was released back in August, many would become skeptical about Erin's participation in the show. With her appearance changing recently, many fans were sort of displeased with it. If you compare pictures of Erin before and after, she surely looks slimmer and fitter. Though the difference is not that huge, Erin does seem to appear fitter. As the actress's transformation may have stunned many, it's not hard to see why fans have speculated that she has had liposuction done, as her snatched look is usually the results of weight loss caused by liposuction. With Erin's role being a superhero, it surely put pressure on her to be perfect, and part of her role asked her to remain in the best shape, and this could be the main reason behind Erin's weight loss. Though there's not an exact number of how much weight Erin has exactly lost, it can be said that she lost enough to look stunning in her role as Starlight, with the latest confirming that Erin previously had bad eating habits before the show, so her weight loss could be caused by her changing her lifestyle, and it proves that you can't always judge a person's appearance by what you read or see online. And number 9, Heidi Klum. It seems like Heidi Klum just can't get a break when it comes to her weight. With having a busy schedule, scandal has caused the model to lose around 30 to 40 pounds over the last couple of years. While Heidi has always looked stunning, she recently appears to be more skeletal than usual. Now, since Heidi is a model, she's always maintained her body for modeling and also for her health, and people have been concerned about her health since it seems like she dropped her weight way too quickly. With Heidi being 5'10", it seems like she's just far too thin for her frame. While doctors have explained it's common for busy moms to focus on so much before their needs, especially on their children, they forget to eat, and this could be the main reason behind Heidi's strange weight loss. With the model looking like she lost an extreme amount of weight, she also has no muscle tone, which shows that her weight loss had nothing to do with fitness. While people have been worrying about Heidi, she would publicly share her diet after many people became concerned about her health earlier this year. Looking at her body, it's not hard to see why fans have been speculating that the model starves herself to maintain her body, but the truth is, she doesn't, and she just has a strict diet plan and focuses on healthy food. Heidi tends to fill her plate with nutrient-rich foods such as carbs, lean protein, veggies, and fruit, which help her eat healthy and maintain her body weight at the same time. So while a lot of people have been worried, it seems like Heidi is living a happy and healthy life with her family, and there's nothing to be concerned about when it comes to her health. Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Coming in at number 8, we have Raven-Symoné. Recently, Raven-Symoné has been receiving a huge amount of backlash after she updated her fans on her weight loss journey. Showing off her weight loss in a video she captioned as "pounds down, ear update," Raven could be seen showing off her weight loss in the video, and you could see Raven saying, "If you all watch Raven's home literally right now and come on this live and see this joint, I got a whole different face going on. It's a whole pound down journey." While many fans started to flood to the comments to support the actress, some fans weren't so kind after they learned that she lost over 40 pounds by kicking sugar out of her diet and following a strict keto diet with fasting. With one user writing, "Gonna have to unfollow for the weight loss plan. I'm in eating disorder recovery, and it's triggering and sad to watch people buy into diet culture. Hope you find sustainable living outside of this pound down mentality." Another user will write similar sentiments, while they said diet culture has you by the neck, and instead of accepting it, you should fight back. You're literally starving yourself to lose weight, and it's just so sad. While the post definitely drew in mixed reactions, there was still plenty of fans cheering on Raven with love and support. At number 7, Angelina Jolie. So back in August, news would start to circulate that Angelina Jolie had checked herself into a hospital because of extreme weight loss and an eating disorder. This would come years after fans started speculating that the actress was losing an insane amount of weight. While there has always been concerns about Angelina's weight and eating habits, she would finally go to the hospital to get looked at. While Angelina has been really coy when it comes to the exact reason behind her visit, while the visit was a routine checkup, it obviously was a good thing that she was being proactive and taking steps to look after herself. However, insiders would then say that Angelina's hospital admission still raises concerns due to the length of her stay, and because she apparently does not appear healthy, and that something more severe may be happening to the actress. To get the elephant out of the room, Angelina has been pretty hard on herself and her body to get to where she is in Hollywood right now, and with it, her eating habits have been pretty non-existent. While Angelina has been pictured with veins protruding all over her body due to her extreme thinness, the actress intends to get surgery done to conceal the veins so people stop commenting on her weight. While many people have also suggested that Angelina's weight loss is just the subject of unfounded and unfair rumors, it's definitely upsetting to see people body shame her and make assumptions about her health when they have no idea what her health is like. Number 6, Kate Moss. The controversies and criticisms surrounding Kate Moss have been often unfair and highly contradicting. While many people have urged the model to put on some weight, back in July, Kate would finally speak out after decades of being talked down to. While many people such as Zoe Williams have come out to defend the model by saying her slender figure was due to just the way she looks, it would also become inaccurate and unhelpful after Kate came out to say in the Desert Island Disc interview, "I was thin because I didn't get fed at shoots or in shows, and I've always been thin." The interview would highlight the problems in the modeling industry and therefore the role of the environmental factors models have to deal with. With the modeling industry making body standards extremely unrealistic, it has led to many people to adopt eating disorders so they can achieve the stick figure ideal. And essentially, for everyone to realize it's not okay to starve yourself as it's not normal or healthy. At the height of Kate's modeling career, she's had a BMI around 15 to 16, which is well beneath the BMI of 17.5. Even if Kate had not suffered from this illness, it's clear she's not healthy or at a natural weight that she's supposed to be at. With the modeling industry making sure models' BMI is under 16, it's unrealistic. And while France, Spain, Italy, and Israel have all now adopted these laws banning ultra-thin models, seems like during Paris Fashion Week, the runways were filled with ultra-skinny models. Now, while this law is not to discriminate against anyone, it's simply meant to combat unhelpful beauty standards that have caused physical and mental strain on models themselves, and it needs to be fully adopted by the beauty industry completely. Number 5, Gigi Hadid. While fans for years now have been slamming Gigi Hadid's body for being too skinny or too big, Gigi has even smashed critics for being cruel. Back in 2018, Gigi would say, "For those of you so determined to come up with why my body has changed over the year, you may not know that I started at 17 and I was not yet diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease. For those of you calling me too big for the industry, you were seeing inflammation and water retention due to that." In March, Gigi would even reveal that while her mom was filming Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she would hide from the film crew. In some of the older episodes, Gigi could be seen talking to Yolanda about her love for volleyball and the struggle to choose between sports and modeling. In recent years, Yolanda has even been receiving a lot of backlash for things she said to her daughters on the show. While fans have believed that the star was putting damaging beliefs on body image into her daughters' minds, it has caused them to have issues with their appearance over the years. In one clip, Yolanda could be seen advising Gigi to give up volleyball as she referred to the sport as a masculine sport, so her body would be too bulky for modeling. She would also be seen pressuring Gigi to stay on a diet where she could be as skinny as other models in Milan. And number 4, Sarah Rue. Sarah Rue has always had a long desire to be slim, but she hasn't always had the time to do so due to her career. However, recently, everyone has been stunned when it comes to her recent photos as she's successfully been able to lose a huge amount of weight. Sarah has undergone an amazing shift and she looks almost completely unrecognizable when she hits the red carpet showing off her new look. Before losing the weight, Sarah had even been battling with obesity for her whole life, and she wanted to shed the excess pounds because they were making her feel miserable. Sarah then chose to trust Jenny Craig's expertise, and at the end of the program, she even got some excellent results. According to the consultant's advice, the actress reduced her calorie consumption. Sarah reduced her intake of carbohydrates by 50%, and she also shunned out all processed meals of any kind. Sarah then opted to increase the number of vegetables she ate, and with it, Sarah's been able to shed 50 pounds in an insane amount of time as she went from being a size 14 to a size 6. Sarah has become so dependent on her woman's diet that she's even gone as far as abstaining from meals, and she even joined a gym to help her tone down some more. While the star decided to go on a weight loss journey for her mental health, she definitely has always looked great. And number 3, Melissa McCarthy. Over the last year, Melissa McCarthy has lost over 75 pounds, and how she chose to do it definitely wasn't it. Now, Melissa decided to go on this crazy diet where she only consumed liquids. While the star has stated that she'll never go back to it, she did do it to lose 70 pounds in 4 months. With Melissa stating that she felt starved and crazy half of the time, a lot of her fans weren't happy with her statement, as no one should ever starve themselves to lose any amount of weight. While Melissa would finally notice that the best diets are the ones you don't make yourself starve on, she decided to go on a low-carb diet that seemed to go well for her. Even rumors would start to circulate online that stated Melissa had only dropped the weight because she was also taking a magic keto diet pill. However, for whatever reason, supporting liquid diets, weight loss pills, and extremely restrictive diet aren't healthy, and celebrities shouldn't be spreading misinformation about these diets so people follow them, as they can actually be quite damaging to their fans that choose to follow the same diet. Number 2, Adele. Back in July, Adele would open up about losing 100 pounds in weight and how it caused some of her fans to feel very betrayed by the star. Adele would open up about feeling terrible after she lost a huge amount of weight, as it upset some of her body-conscious younger fans. The singer, who showed off her new skinny figure on the cover of Vogue magazine last year, was so distressed to learn that losing weight caused some of her fans to suffer. Addressing the backlash, she explained that she shedded the pounds for herself after dealing with anxiety. While many fans felt disappointed Adele gave into the pressure of being skinny, they were concerned that she wasn't losing the weight safely. While Adele has had to face some major backlash due to her weight loss, it has even prompted her to cancel shows, as the backlash has caused her to feel like an empty shell. And she's even said that she won't be shamed, as it's not her job to make her fans feel better about their weight. And coming in number 1 today, we have Nicole Richie. When Nicole Richie rocketed into fame pretty much overnight following the premiere of The Simple Life, she instantly got put under a very unforgiving microscope. When Paris Hilton has been constantly mocked in the press for getting in trouble with the law and having a party lifestyle, when it came to the tabloids treatment of Nicole Richie, for whatever reason, they always seem to focus on her weight. In the beginning, it seemed like they labeled Nicole as overweight, and now it seems like the star keeps getting bashed for losing a huge amount of weight and for being too thin. Nicole has stated that she knows she's too thin right now, and she wouldn't want a young girl to look at her and think that they wanted to look like her. Nicole has also noted that when she gets stressed, she loses her appetite and tends not to eat. Unfortunately for Nicole, she is right about some people trying to get a body like her, but the only reason she even has influence on people is because the press always has been obsessed with her figure. Even her fans have been oddly obsessed with her figure, with one fan writing, "Love how skinny she is, I want to be that skinny. Still working on it." And this proves that the beauty industry needs to get away from projecting that you need to be skinny to be beautiful, because that's not the truth.
Number 10, Madonna. What is there to say about this woman's career? Madonna has been stuck in our heads since we first heard her hits like Material Girls and Crazy for You. What may have also gotten stuck in your head though was just how gorgeous this woman once was. In the 1980s, Madonna was well known for her stylish duds and big blonde hair, at times channeling some serious Marilyn Monroe energy. It was unfortunate that Madonna felt the need to fall into the world of plastic surgery and injections as she got older. Photo comparisons from the 80s to now showcase the major changes, with her forehead appearing to be pushed out, as well as her cheeks and her lips being filled with enough Botox to give her the appearance of someone wearing a mask of Madonna over their own face. What's more is this combination seems to have molded her eyes into the almond shape of the cat. Fans have always been left wondering what she may have looked like if she never got any surgery. Would she still be a material girl, or would that material be riddled with stain? Number 9, Kendall Jenner. There have been rumors about the Kardashian crew getting cosmetic surgery since the moment that they first appeared on our screens. Each and every member of that family are accused of having either a nose job or cheek fillers, but Kendall has one noticeable difference that stands out from the rest. In side-by-sides, Kendall's eyes are actually a little bit larger than they once were, as well as more almond-shaped. Several doctors have chimed in online and claimed that there is no way she could have achieved this look by simply using cosmetics, unless they have some kind of a magical substance that yanks your face back, but it probably exists, but that's still very suspicious. Number 8, Bella Hadid. Bella is actually one of the main reasons that this surgery has become so popular. When you compare photos of Bella 10 years ago to ones taken this year, it's night and day. Not only have her cheeks noticeably shrunken and become more toned, but her eyes are more almond-shaped and cat-like. Bella was one of the first people to openly admit to receiving the treatment as a way to further enhance her already obvious beauty. Bella has been drenched in plastic surgery rumors for a long time. In 2018, she clapped back at her so-called haters, telling them that she was horrified of what plastic surgery may do to her face. While cat eye is not considered to be plastic surgery, it's still an invasion of one of the most sensitive areas of your face. But I guess that's okay. As long as nothing gets injected into her eyeball, everything's fine. Number 7, Selena Gomez. The former Wizards of Waverly Place star has been dodging surgery rumors left and right for a very long time. Fans have noticed her face changing over the years. The side-by-sides from her Disney days show drastic changes in her facial features. Not only does she clearly have some kind of a cheek filler, but her eyes are much more cat-like than the original form. Selena has admitted to using skincare products in the past designed to enhance features without the need of invasive surgery. However, no foundation on this earth can give Selena the features that she currently possesses. It comes as no surprise that Selena is actually a spokesperson for several beauty and cosmetic brands and has adamantly denied that she has received any kind of major surgeries. She's been shutting down rumors left and right for a very long time, even deleting photos from Instagram because they received such massive slews of negative comments. While it's never been confirmed if she actually received any work, just watching her on screen these days is enough to prove that the young Alex Russo we once knew has vanished into thin air. Number 6, Nicki Minaj. When it comes to Nicki Minaj and plastic surgery, she only has one response. What's good? No, she just denies it. Rumors have been flying around since the moment she first appeared on our screens and stages. Over the years, fans claim to have inside information that Nicki has received cheek implants, both in her face and her backside, with one of her closest friends turning on her in 2013 and claiming that she was given the 411 on the big old buns. But as with many things involving her looks, Nicki denies any enhancements of any kind. However, it doesn't take a super sleuth to realize that she has totally received some kind of work on her face. Side-by-sides show that Nicki did not have naturally shaped almond eyes when she first appeared on our screens. She may have never confirmed the surgery with her lips, but most certainly did with her eyes, because they're not the right shape now. Number 5. Ariana Grande. We have accepted that the former Nickelodeon star may have had some subtle procedures such as fillers or maybe even a rhinoplasty done. The jury's still out on whether or not she's had a nose job, as Ariana has never confirmed this and actually went as far to denying it on Twitter, although she does have a habit of sometimes editing her nose on Instagram, so it's kinda wishy-washy. We can't ignore the changes that we have seen in the past few years. The Santa Tell Me singer has been rumored to have had even more cosmetic procedures towards the end of 2022, causing her to look almost unrecognizable. The redhead that we all loved on Victorious and Sam and Cat seems to be a totally different person now. Ariana's eyes are more almond shaped, and she now has dimples in her cheeks when she smiles that she just never used to have. Ariana has never confirmed if she's received the surgery or not, but the face that we all knew and loved is hidden behind this new Ariana. Number 4. Kim Basinger. The 69-year-old actress and former model's face has looked suspiciously smooth and wrinkle-free in recent years, leaving many to believe that she's had some work done. A few years ago, a plastic surgeon named Dr. Omar Tillo weighed in on it to express his side, and he said that he thinks that she's received Botox, cat eye surgery, and dermal fillers. He claimed that if you look at previous photos, you can see apparent lines and wrinkles around Kim's eyes. These could be treated with anti-wrinkle injectables such as Botox. She also has clear lines around her mouth, which could be the result of being smoothed out with dermal fillers. Kim's skin also seems to be fresher with a more even complexion. This could be due to several factors such as laser treatments. A second expert named Reza Nizab agreed and added that he believed she might have also had a fat transfer or a facelift. This could explain the almond-shaped eyes behind the massive cheeks. Back in 2012, Kim's daughter, Ireland Baldwin, insisted that her mother had not received any plastic surgery while calling her the most naturally beautiful woman there ever was or will be. Ladies, if you want to avoid Botox and any other skin treatment, he said, ladies, if you want to avoid Botox or other skin treatments, listen to my mom. She hasn't had one treatment done because she stayed completely out of the sun all these years. Yeah, she wrote that on Instagram. I don't think that's true. Kim herself has never actually addressed the speculation surrounding her looks, but number 3, Renee Zellweger. When we first met Renee in the cult classic Empire Records, she was a baby face with bangs and brown lipstick, but nowadays she is unrecognizable. After making a name for herself starring as Bridget Jones, she continued to star in several comedies and romantic flicks alongside performers like Jim Carrey, Keanu Reeves, and Tom Cruise. In 2019, she reinvented herself, appearing on the show What If on Netflix. Fans were shocked to see the differences between her 90s glory and her current state. Her eyes were noticeably smaller, her cheeks were more pronounced, and according to several sources, she had received cat eye surgery a few years back to help combat the effects of aging. What it accidentally did was make it so that Renee always looked like she's squinting. While she delivered a solid performance on the show, fans were distracted by the stiff facial features of their main actor. Number 2, Catherine Zeta-Jones. When she attended the premiere of Entrapment in June 1999, she had the beginnings of crow's feet, especially when she smiled, but as the years went by, it seemed like the crow's feet vanished into thin air. By the time this past year rolled around and she made a return to the mainstream starring as Morticia Addams in the Netflix series Wednesday, she was a completely different human being. Her skin was so smooth and her eyes were smaller than they once were, looking exactly like you would picture a person with fresh cat eye surgery to look. Catherine was rumored to have received surgery after she was photographed entering a clinic in Beverly Hills. She's never actually confirmed that she received this specific surgery, but it's pretty impossible to hide the obvious changes in the shape and condition of your face. Number 1. Jocelyn Wildenstein. This New York socialite is no stranger to the world of media. Ever since the mid-1990s, she's been famous around the world for being a literal cat woman, having received so many plastic surgeries that she now resembles a cat. I don't know, she looks more like a lion to me, but lion woman doesn't have as nice of a ring to it. Her journey started with the titular cat eye surgery, but it was just the first in many steps to get that perfect face. According to her friends and family, the surgeries were not intended to give her a Barbie-like face, but rather that of a lynx, which had apparently been her pet for a while. While she wasn't famous for a long time, it was the photos that were shared following her divorce from husband Alec that got her into the mainstream. Most of the attention was drawn to her looks, and she was quickly dubbed the Catwoman by the entire world. Despite being worth millions of dollars, Jocelyn has faced financial struggles over the past few years, and at one point even being sued by American Express for owing them $70,000 in credit. Her cat eyes may be trapped behind a massive layer of plastic and silicone, but they will always be the first step taken down the rocky road.
Coming in at number 10 today, we have Mindy Kaling. Earlier this year, Mindy Kaling opened up about how she changed her view on working out and what the results had on her body, with the 43-year-old posting a series of stunning photos of herself looking fit and strong while wearing a stunning white strapless dress. A lot of fans in the comments started to call her out for being super skinny, with one fan saying, "Oh my god, for real? How did you get so skinny? Please share your secret." Another fan would say, "You're just gonna gain it all back." Back in May, Mindy would sit down with Self for an interview and she would say, "In my 20s, I thought working out was only effective if it was punishing. You hated it and it was kind of solitary." While Mindy decided to take a different approach to her workouts this time around, she decided to turn walking into a hobby. At least once a day, Mindy will take time out of her day to dedicate it to walking. And if she has 4 to 5 times in the day where she can have any time to herself, she also dedicates that time to walking so she won't sit around and play on her phone. Mindy has also opted to do strength training, yoga, and group fitness classes when she has the chance. On top of her new fitness schedule, she's also opted to take on a strict diet that consists of low carbs and many vegetables and fruits. Overall, Mindy has been pretty open about eating anything. While Mindy has stated that it's pretty hard to say how much weight she's lost altogether because she doesn't weigh herself, her results have been pretty stunning and she looks great. Coming in number 9, Bella Hadid. Bella Hadid is one of the highest paid models in the industry. Thanks to her strict diet and workout plan, she's been able to maintain a stunning figure. However, when Bella hit the runway for Paris Fashion Week, fans would come for the star and state that she looked extremely too skinny. Even though it was such an iconic moment not only for fashion and art, there were a lot of people questioning if the spray-on dress was fashion or was it just iconic because she was skinny. With many fans stating that Bella looks like she lost 20 pounds when she didn't need to, it brought us all to question where the fashion era is going now. For those of us who remember living in the trend of hip-hugging jeans and really skinny chic era in the 1990s, the misogynist Nadar of the fashion industry when the catwalks were full of women who frankly looked really sick. While the industry changed just for a short amount of time, it seems like Paris was once again filled with thigh gaps and jutting hip bones. It seems like we're going back to times where the industry insists that thinness equals beauty. However, fashion is so much more than objectifying ourselves to meet what the industry says is beautiful. While Bella couldn't control her shivering on the already chilly runway, as the material hit her skin and she had to breathe in its thick glue odor, it didn't stop her from saying, "Honey, cold is an understatement. I really blacked out. Still, it was the best day of my life," which makes us ask the better question. Is meeting the industry standards fashion, or is Bella just miserable? Hey my little peaches, are you liking this video so far? If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Number 8, Doja Cat. This year, Doja Cat got sick of trolls who were constantly commenting on her body online. Back in June, Doja went on Instagram and she used it as an opportunity to address people who think it's okay to make remarks about her weight. With the 26-year-old filming herself sitting in front of her laptop, she got Surrey to recite a passage that she wrote in response to people saying that she was too skinny and making creepy comments about her body. In the video, Doja decided to not only hold anything back as she aired out her haters, and she also used the time to make it clear that it's never okay to body shame anyone. In the passage, Doja got Surrey to say, "Do I have something to say? A lot of you bees keep bringing up how I'm skinny and won't shut the F up because you think it's okay to speak when it's literally my effing choice to eat more healthy and work out. I'm really effing sick and tired of y'all talking about my body." Doja would then continue to air out her haters by saying, "I used to be thick and forever, that's going to be your problem. Your problem, not mine. So you can keep on suffering about how my body looks. B, I'm living my best life and I'm happy, be sad. With Doja adding that it was crazy that fans didn't realize how creepy they sounded when they were comparing her body to a doll. She would end up laughing at the end of the video with Suri saying LOL on repeat. Number 7, Kim Kardashian. Back in May after the Met Gala, Kim Kardashian started to face online backlash for continuing to hype her recent rapid weight loss, with the star previously receiving criticism for bragging about the fact that she dropped 16 pounds in 3 weeks to fit into Marilyn Monroe's iconic bedazzled dress. During an appearance on the Today in June, the reality TV star would brag about how she was now 21 pounds down since before the Met Gala. Kim would even go on to say, "I looked at it like a role. I wanted to wear this dress, it was really important to me. It actually taught me a lot about my lifestyle and my health, and since afterwards, I continued to eat really healthy." Kim stating that she feels like she has more energy more than ever after cutting out much sugar and a lot of junk food. She didn't even realize that she was eating a lot of fried foods until she started to follow a strict diet. When Kim decided to cut out a lot of sugar and carbs for almost a month, she would then be slammed by Lily Reinhart, who claimed it was disgusting for celebrities to admit that they were starving themselves, considering they had a large influence. While Kim has gone on to try to calm her haters down by comparing her transformation work to actors such as Christian Bale, she also claimed that she was simply just beginning to eat healthier, with fans telling Kim that it isn't healthy to lose 21 pounds in 2 months, as it's not sustainable. Kim has continued to use her platform to visibly spread such toxic lifestyles. And number 6, Khloe Kardashian. Back in September, Kardashian fans started to express their discomfort for Khloe Kardashian's gleeful reaction to being called really skinny in a shocking scene that we all saw air. Kim would tell Khloe that their sisters Kendall and Kylie had texted her saying that they were really concerned about Khloe's overall weight loss, with Kim saying, "You look really skinny." I will say that Kendall and Kylie, not that I'm trying to out them, but they did text me and they were a little concerned because you're really skinny. Khloe then appeared to be really happy about the comment, as a huge smile was seen creeping across her face. Khloe then ignored the concern from her family and instead let out an exciting gasp. After the episode aired, fans would then start to discuss the episode by saying it was so sad to see Khloe caring so much about her weight, with one writing, "She's been told for so long that she's overweight by her family and the media that it can be validating to hear the opposite, especially when people think you're really skinny enough that they're concerned. It's sad though." However, if you go through old pictures, Khloe was never as big as everyone made her seem. With Khloe's star power growing as soon as she began to undergo a physical transformation, her weight loss became a huge part of establishing her brand. While fans have expressed their concern at the unhealthy weight loss idea that seems to surround the Kardashian family, the show's hyperfixation on losing weight is disappointing. And number 5, Florence Pugh. Florence Pugh may be one of the hottest young stars on the rise in Hollywood at the moment, but the climb to the top of Hollywood's food chain hasn't been the easiest for her. In an interview with Telegraph, Florence would open up about how film executives wanted her to change her look to lose weight when she started out in the movie business. Florence was 19 when she made the journey across England to the United States to audition for a series called Studio City. However, the producers on the show told her that if she wanted to succeed, then she needed to transform her appearance. All the things they were trying to change about her included her weight, look, the shape of her face, and the shape of her eyebrows. When Florence got into the film business, it made her feel like she made a massive mistake. Eventually, Florence was able to find roles that made her fall back in love with cinema, where she didn't feel the same pressures. When Florence decided to wear a sheer Valentino hot pink gown to Valentino's Couture Fashion Week show in Rome this year, while majority of us were wrapped around the fact that she looked so elegant and chic, many people weren't so kind and they began to body shame the actor for being too tiny, especially around the breast area. While if Florence wasn't here for the shaming, she would state that it's easy for men to totally destroy a woman's body publicly and proudly for everyone to see. Number 4, Jessica Simpson. Back in August, Jessica Simpson fans started to express their concern for the pop star after she appeared to be skinnier than ever. When she opted to post a new bikini photo that showcased her tiny waist and chiseled features, fans started to become extremely worried over the swimsuit photo, as Jessica appeared to be extremely thin in the photos and her face was giving onlookers a glimpse of the bone structure underneath. Fans would then take to the comment section to voice their concerns for the ex-reality TV star's shrinking body, with one person writing, "Read your book and absolutely loved it. I hope you're taking care of yourself yourself and prioritizing your health. Another would say, oh Jessica, there is a time you just gotta stop. Now this wouldn't be the first time fans have been worried about Jessica's health and overall weight, as earlier this year, back in May, she posted another photo showing off her excessively thin frame. With many fans asking if the star is okay, it's not hard to notice that the star is completely unrecognizable. Now before recently, Jessica was always known to be pretty curvy, and her new thin approach to fit into the industry has us wondering if there's something more concerning going on. While Jessica looks stunning both thin and curvy, it's hard to say if she's healthy or thriving. At number 3 we have Rebel Wilson. Rebel Wilson began her dramatic weight loss journey 2 years ago because she knew her emotional eating habit was unhealthy. However, until recently, a lot of us feel like she's been losing weight way too fast. With many fans looking up at the star for being comfortable being in her own skin, she made a lot of people love their larger bodies. As a result, her fans went on to watch her lose weight, and they felt like it was the ultimate betrayal. Although Rebel used to use her side to fuel her jokes, she's been trimming down in recent years. Like many stars, Rebel has addressed her weight loss on social media, and she's been working really hard to get to her goal weight of 165 pounds. While Rebel has made huge changes to her lifestyle to reach her goal weight, she has also used it to inspire others. When the actress first started to document her fitness journey, it initially led her to lose more than 60 pounds. And when she finally reached her goal weight, she would still continue to lose a huge amount of weight really quickly, which had a lot of us concerned. With Rebel working out 6 days a week and following a strict diet, has a lot of fans wondering if she's actually losing the weight safely. However, the actress looks good and healthy, and she seems to be thriving, and while she may not feel guilty about binging on a pizza every now and then, let's not make her feel guilty about loving her new lifestyle. At number 2, Lauren Ash. Superstore actor Lauren Ash opened up about her dramatic weight loss and backlash she received because it was honestly hurtful to read. Back in May, Lauren posted a photo with the caption, "You know what's fun? When you're living in a larger body, people say that they're really concerned about your health, and then when you transition into a smaller body, people post that they're concerned for your health." Starting to think that there's no winning as a woman. After losing a huge amount of weight over the years, it hasn't stopped people from commenting or DMing the actress about their thoughts surrounding the idea of her weight loss. While the star looks happy and healthy, she can't seem to get over the fact that people have been telling her that she is no longer a role model because she lost weight, as she can't understand why her body was the only thing that made people think she was a role model, as she's never once promoted her weight loss, and she never would. While the actor is in a smaller body than she was a year ago, she explained that her body will continue to change throughout the years, and she has no secret to what led to her weight loss. And coming in at number 1 today, we have Kendall Jenner. At the start of the year, Kendall started to spark concerns after she shared a picture of herself looking really thin. Now, most models are known for being really skinny. However, some of Kendall's fans worry that she's gone way too far to meet industry standards when she posted a picture back in January, when the 26-year-old posted a photo in which she was standing in front of a mirror wearing a tiny black miniskirt and a knee-high leather boots. It wouldn't be her outfit that people were commenting on. Instead, they opted to point out that she had pin-thin legs and a tiny waist. When the snap appeared on her Instagram page, fans started to express their concerns by saying she looked really thin, with one writing, "I don't feel this is a good image to show," and another would say that Jenner looks like skin and bones. While Kendall has never actually responded to fans who were concerned about her weight, the majority of catwalk models continue to remain pin-thin, prompting some to accuse the fashion industry casting agents of saying one thing and doing another.